on in, y'all. Come on in, share the live, share the live. Come on in, share the live, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
We're gonna go on, throw the boulder in the lake. And the thing about it, I it's crazy how I just seen the panel where they were just saying how Africa is trying to steal from African Americans. You know, just the division that's in the world. We already got enough vision between other nations. But then we got division in our own houses. You know, and so like I said, y'all, this just, just to bring awareness. Like I say, a lot of stuff we've been lied to about. We need to see these images. We must see these images. We must know these things. It's going to change our mind. It's going to renew our mind. And it's going to give us a sense of a dignity. Because we lack dignity. We just did a post showing the people that the Declaration of Independence tells you can overthrow the government, right? And you ready to come in. What is it?
What with the guy?
He said what? That was for the white people.
Yeah, the white people. The Declaration of Independence is for the white people, but they don't consider us as a part of that, which makes no sense because it's for the people, the citizens of America, including black people, including melanated people.
So basically what he's saying is we can't overthrow the government. That's basically what he's saying. We can't do that. We could be gods. We could be kings. We could be queens. We could be fortune tellers. We can be prophets. We can be inventors, football stars, basketball stars, but we cannot overthrow the government. Y'all don't see what's going on? Because how can you, and see, that's why most people not even speaking for to be a shepherd. If you speaking to be a shepherd, you got to be speaking for the people. How can you give to the people? How can you give to the people that you're supposed to be speaking to? How can you give to these people? Like I say, this way bigger than our neighborhoods. It's way bigger than just my neighborhood. So if we want to help the neighborhoods, we want to help the people, we have to have a government. Like what part don't, I guess we gotta knock that in our people's head. We have to have a government to help the people.
Someone asks, who can overthrow the government though?
The order. See, to overthrow the government, you have to establish a better order. You just can't be mad and overthrow the government without not having something to replace the government that you overthrow. This is what organizing does. So the order of Melchizedek organizes the priesthood of God, which brings a principal council, which the government rule books, standards, uniform codes will all be backed off the principal counselor, the order of Melchizedek, the priesthood, the information of God. The information of God creates the principles and morals that the new government will stand upon. This is how a new government is instituted. This is why our council has to be what? In order. Because we can call many leaders to the table right now, but what are the principles that they all going to stand upon so they all can agree and govern? What would be those principles that they stand upon? What is going to be Jesus? Muhammad? It's going to be scriptures? Moses? Peter? Paul? John? Who is going to be? So, like I say, these are the conversations, like I say, we're not even talking about. We're talking about everything else but starting a government. And when you tell people about starting a government, they get nervous. Oh man. But you're a God. You're a God, right? You don't even spend your own money. You can't even go buy a boat and just say, I'm God, man. Let me go sail on my waters. I'm God, right? Let me go sail on my waters. Let me go travel on my land. Babylon. Anybody can call themselves a God. You can call yourself a God. I can call myself a God. Kids can call themselves a God. That means nothing. It means nothing, y'all. You know, so y'all see the background behind us, y'all. Like I said, we bringing these dignity. You know, let's get some self-respect up in the house. Because if you telling me and teaching me and you can't fix the problem, then you're in the way. And that's why Babylon has to be tore down and move out of the way. It says the scribes and Pharisees shut the door to the kingdom of heaven. Now, if you pay attention to that scripture, you must see that what? The doorway to heaven is where? On earth. Because where's the scribes and Pharisees? On earth. So if the scribes and Pharisees shutting the door, then you ain't gonna what? You ain't gonna be unallowed to go to heaven. It's information. It's a doorway. That's why we call them what? Man, they doorkeepers. They ain't letting nobody in. We say it all the time. They doorkeepers. That's the same parable. The doorkeepers are on the earth. So the door is on the earth. If the doorkeepers are on the earth, then the doorway to heaven is on earth. Where's that door? The one everybody trying to stop you from listening to. So yeah, these are our ancestors. Now, of course, this don't go for every American on the face of the world. But yeah, this is our ancestors, y'all. Okay, that's a, I think that's
You want to bring out the declaration? Yeah.
No, this not happening. You know, it might be.
That's my ancestors.
You know, because people say we don't come from Africa. We don't come from Africa no more, y'all. I never thought I'd see in a million years where people will say we don't come from Africa. The biggest animals, the best animals, the best fruit, some of the biggest trees, and we don't even want to come from the motherland no more. That's crazy. We don't even want to come from the... Like I said, y'all, we got to understand how much information this generation has. And 95% of the information is garbage. 95% of people's information is garbage. Now, why do I say that? Because when you bring up the little small information that makes such a bigger picture, like this right now, this is small, but you know how a bigger picture this make? Like right now, this man right here is named Muhammad Ali. You know he died? Like 1917 or something. He had his own army. He was a king of his own province. How many black people know about him? You know about Abraham, you know about David. And see, you only know about these things because they put it in the book and gave it to you. The only reason 95% of the information that you know is because it was given to you. It was willingly given to you. This is why you know the information. But I'm trying to give you something and you don't even want to take it. So you see how Information can have you drowning and you don't even know who's trying to pull you up. You know how sometimes when you drown and somebody go try to help somebody drown and they pull you down because they won't stop kicking? They won't stop fighting. So they pull you down when you trying to what? Save them. So right now, this picture right here gonna hurt a lot of people's eyes. Or it's gonna hurt their eyes. Who put it? The Africans didn't make the books. They stole the literature and then started creating books. They stole the African literature, which was visions, and then they started making books. And then you think they made you the book so you can find out. You think they made the book so you can find out? Nah, that ain't why they made them books, y'all.
Someone said, how do you think Ethiopia's current situation?
Well, it's just like any other nation, they need help. It's just like, all nations right now is in the help of new government, new structure, and change. Ethiopia is just one of the many nations that need a new government and new structure.
And that's why we talk about Ethiopia so much and connected to the African Americans, because they don't know that history. Most people believe Ethiopia has always never been colonized, which is false. They programmed for you to think that Ethiopia hasn't been colonized, so you don't even, research their history on what's actually going on. Like, why are they in so much, turmoil right now? Why are they going through so many things if they've never been colonized? That means that they wouldn't need help for anything.
Yeah, that's a big, big mistake believing they haven't been colonized, because when you deal with the fact of colonization, you don't have to be like, when you think about the wars, when you think about, and see, this is what people think. The Italians was there for 7 years in the 1920s and 1930s, right? No king or no other, the Italians just came over and took over for 7 years. Why? It was no government and no leadership in Ethiopia. For 7 whole years. Just imagine right now, China or Russia just come over here and just take over America. Your president, your governors, your senators, all these people are gone. All you have is the Russian people. I really want to say some other people who really just want to just imagine that. And then 7 years later, people come and get them out of here, and they be like, "Oh, we won the war." Come on now, y'all. You didn't. You know what happened in 7 years? You know what all happened in 7 years, y'all? You know how long 7 years is? So when people say Ethiopia ain't colonized, that's just something they want you to believe. So you won't go research the stuff you need to research. You won't research it.
Just like Ethiopian being part of the slave trade as well. Like, people don't want to talk about those things, but you want to bring this guy up?
Thank you, y'all. Man, I like we are all the time talking about all the show. I'll be watching here and there. But yeah, man, today's topic, I wanted to say something, but you guys was talking about Ethiopia. Of course, I am indeed. I am Ethiopia, and so, yeah, of course, there was occupied for about 5 years or so, but within that 5 years, the Ethiopians, they didn't sleep. They weren't asleep. They was getting prepared. How did they attack these people? They was just getting to know their enemy, because it was just really for them, for the most people in Ethiopia at that time. They thought it was just a magic, They've never seen a gun. They've never seen a plane. They've never seen,
Brother,
that kind of thing. So they was getting prepared for 5 years, and they let them. So after 5 years, they fall back and they kicked them out.
Brother. Great Britain came in and they kicked them out. Let's get the facts straight. Great Britain came in and kicked them out. So, and you have to understand, do you know how many priests and leaders was assassinated at that time?
So
See,
are you telling me?
hold up, just hold up, slow. Hey, brother man, hold up. Before you jump the gun, let stuff marinate and listen to what's being said.
I know what was been said.
No, you're not. I say listen to what's being said. Listen to what I'm saying so you can have a better response. So, do you know how many leaders was assassinated at that time during those 7 years?
Yes.
How many?
It's been a lot. There was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of people was kidnapped and killed by Italians and then everything. But of course, that.
Okay. So look. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Okay. Hold up, brother man. Hold up. Just walk with me for a second because I know what happened. You know what happened. Right. So we ain't gotta drag the story on. But let's just walk with me for a second. When you destroy a leader, for instance, when they got rid of Martin Luther King and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, you know how long it took for us to get another leader?
Exactly. It took
okay then. So when they got rid of all those leaders who had all the secrets, all the information that wasn't put in books, what did that do to the Ethiopian community? Did it help them or did it really, really damage them?
It did. Of course, it made them weak.
Okay, and then, now look at this. So when Haile Selassie came back, after the Italians was kicked out, what did Haile Selassie do? Unalive what? More people, right? More leaders got what? Assassinated, right?
Not him, but go ahead.
Well, who dropped the bombs?
What bombs?
The bombs that came after the Italians was kicked out. Because the people didn't want to obey Haile Selassie's word.
No, that's afterward. That's after.
That's what I said. I say after the war was over with the Italians.
Yeah. So.
And Haile Selassie came in.
Man, and
more leaders were assassinated, right?
Not on his time, watch. No, it wasn't. No, let me tell you. Okay, can I go ahead, or if you want to go finish up, I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
So, like you said, most of it the truth. So right after, Haile Selassie came in, he was ruling. Everything was pretty. Everything was good. Even a lot. He came to the U.S. You know did you see the video how all white people was bought to him and respect to him and then everything. Not only and he came in the U.S. and went to England, all over the world. That he was a very respect elite without killing anyone, without doing anything. Of course, there might be wrong, not on personally him, but his people, Don Men and his and his rule place. But however, there was another guy called Mengistu Haile Mariam. He killed him. He killed Haile Selassie, and he became a president. He became a prime minister. He became, he started leading Ethiopia, and then he was Oromo. His tribe was different than Haile Selassie. So during that, this guy, he was not educated enough. He was not educated. He has nothing knowledge to how to lead in anything. But he killed a lot of people, a lot of educated people during Haile Selassie time that was very smart. A lot of people that would change Ethiopia's future for now, but he killed them all because he was not educated.
But you got, like I said, brother. But you gotta understand. That's what I'm saying. You got to look up your history. A lot of leaders died also under Haile Selassie watch. A lot of leaders, a lot of people. After the war was over with the Italians, from the 1940s to the 60s, many people was unalive, bro. You can look this up for yourself. You can look these things up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Under why Haile Selassie was the emperor.
Why would you think he would do that? What was his reason?
Because the people in Ethiopia did not want to submit to the British. Haile Selassie had already submitted to Great Britain. That's why he was able to go over there.
How so? Okay.
Because he accepted. This is how the British Empire got all their empires to side with them. They came. Hold up. Just listen. They came with a gift. Just like they do today. They come with a gift which they loan you a whole bunch of money. But then what come with that loan is high interest rates that you can't pay back. So the same thing they was doing in Ethiopia. They was giving a lot of gifts, but the Ethiopians didn't know what came with the gifts. But some people in Ethiopia was like, I don't want your gifts. I don't want nothing from you. Haile Selassie was like, no, we want something from you. We want to trade. We want to do business with you. So Haile Selassie is the one, and I'm just speaking about what actually happened and the power and the position he was in. He let the foreign powers in, and this is why you have a white Jesus all through Ethiopia. This is part of the British Empire pushing their information on Africa and Ethiopia. See what I'm saying? So this is why Ethiopia is colonized. This is why Ethiopia been colonized.
Okay, I understand what you say. I mean, that's just an idea. For you, your idea is just gonna stay as an idea, but that's not how the world recognize it. That's not how a lot of people knows it. That's not what it is, because these people did not give it a recognition, saying that Ethiopia has never been colonized. But you can say that that's just your theories, that's your knowledge, but that's not how the world knows it. So let's leave that.
Okay, I want to ask you this.
Black man, let me land, bro. So as a black man, as you black, I can see you. You should just better be proud of that, and then you should be just glorify even as not it is true, or rather you try to demonize and then or telling Ethiopia, oh yeah, you've been colonized, that would just be wrong for you to say that, because you're black. You should be proud of that shit.
Well, no, brother, man, no, I'm not proud. I'm not proud of the lie. No, brother, I can't.
You don't believe it? There is.
I just want to ask you this.
Back then, the Ethiopian kicked the white man out.
Hey, that's bull crap. Hey, I want to ask you this. Where does the word Ethiopia come from?
What do you mean? What does the word come from?
Tell me where it come from. It don't come from your ancestors.
Where did it come from?
Tell me.
No, I don't know. You tell me.
You don't know if you're Ethiopian.
I'm saying you tell. No, if you are Ethiopian, you from Ethiopia, where does the word Ethiopia come from?
I did not know. You
know why you don't know? Because it's been colonized.
Gotcha.
So Ethiopia is a colonized name. So if the continent wasn't colonized, they would have never adopted the name Ethiopia. None of these people call themselves Ethiopians up here. Most of these people died in the 1900s.
So do we had any kind of name, or we never had a name? What was our name?
Well, I'm just saying, your name was never Ethiopia. None of your ancestors, if you call anybody Ethiopia, nobody ancestor called themselves an Ethiopian. So why are you calling yourself an Ethiopian, and that's not even what your ancestors taught you? Colonization.
So what?
You see how simple that thing is?
No. I'm saying, it's simple in your mind, but that's not how it is, mother nigga. So, what do you think our name was, or we never had one?
I never say you didn't have a name, but the name was in Ethiopia. That's what I'm saying.
What was it then?
I mean, you had how you say that word?
Magdala, Abyssinia.
Abyssinia?
No, I really don't even like Abyssinia, but you had people. Hold up. People had names. Hold up. People identified themselves by certain tribes. So you had the Amara, and like I say, I'm not like. Hold up. My heritage has been stripped from me, so a lot of stuff I really don't know. But what I do know, nobody called themselves for Ethiopia. Nobody. Even in the early 1900s and even in the 1800s, nobody used the name Ethiopia. It's a British European name that was given to the continent because why? Great Britain has taken over. That's why you have an Ethiopian college in the Vatican.
Okay.
All the priests, hold up. All the priests and officials, you know where they learn from? You know where they go to school at?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where they go to school at?
Where did they go?
To the Vatican.
The Vatican.
Yeah. Why?
You tell us, bro.
Because they not colonized.
So going to Vatican, matter of fact, going to Vatican that verifies, that justifies that you're not colonized. Do you know what Vatican is doing?
Brother, can you answer why is there a Ethiopian college in the Vatican?
I mean, there could be a lot of reasons because it's not why, because we're colonized, bro. Okay, but first of all, you can Google what Ethiopia and Abyssinia and look it up the difference or the definition. It has two of them a difference.
You're saying what two words? Abyssinia and what?
Ethiopia.
Okay, but most Ethiopians call themselves Ethiopians, right? They don't call themselves Abyssinians.
Yeah, because we're Ethiopians, yes.
Okay, but we're trying to give you we're trying to let you understand that that's not your original, name that you giving yourself. It was something that was given to you by your oppressor. So if somebody, even if just the Italians, of them occupying Ethiopia for 7 years, what do you think is happening during those 7 years? Of them occupying it. You don't think hold on, brother. You don't think colonization is being involved when another nation is occupying your land? That doesn't translate in your mind?
It does.
So is that part of colonization?
I'm not denying they were there for 7 years, and that 7 years is not gonna be the easy 7 years. There is a lot of up and down, but look out though. They build a lot of places. They build a lot of bridges. They build a lot of cities, roads, and church and mosque. They build a lot of things, which is that benefits us still now these days. So within that 5-7 years, we were gathering, we're getting information to get to know our enemy, and we kicked the fight, and they left. That's what.
No,
it is.
stop lying. They didn't.
Listen, if they went to England, what do we owe to England people right now? Nothing. The most West Africa owe, and then still they pay for this Westerns.
So why
do they speak their language? But we don't even speak their language though. English is we just learn it in the school. We don't even speak it.
So why is English being taught?
Oppressed, we would speak it, we would dress like them, we would walk like them. Even our calendar, we would be like them. We've never been colonized. That's why we have our letters. Still, we kept our calendars. Still, right now it's 2017. That shows you that we've never been colonized. If we were, we would count just the West African people. You hear me? So. Yeah.
All right, brother, man. We appreciate you coming up. You got any more questions for me? All right, brother. We appreciate you coming up, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
That's crazy.
And see, that's why the lie messes you up. The lie makes you the truth offensive to you. Because you believe the lie, the truth will offend you. That's what it is. It offends him. Y'all, that's why I say if you strike the shepherd, the sheep scatter. You know how many shepherds was struck? Like, if you think about it, if you go get rid of all our leaders and then leave, what the people gonna do? They show you right now like that with Larry Hoover and they started all the they say it started all the gangs for liberation. But all the leaders got what? They got locked up. And what happened to all the gangs? They turned into chaos. Because all the leaders are gone. Same thing with the wild. If you take the dominant males out the wild, out the environment, then what? There's no dominant. So anybody can come in there and take over. Anybody can come in there and take over. Anybody can come over there and colonize you because the leader's gone. So the people going to sell whatever help come to them because the one that was going to help them is gone. That's just like us. We had leaders that were trying to get us out of these situations. They got rid of the leaders, and now we're going to accept help from the government. We're not going to fight the government. We're not the leaders. The leaders going to fight. The people not going to fight the government. And we got proof. Because, like I said, we just posted a video about the declaration, and the brother just told us that was for the white people. So he clearly telling you he's scared. He ain't messing with no government. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I do everything else, but I ain't messing with no government. You scared. And that's how they got us. Because the people is not gonna fight the government. That's why the leaders should not be teaching the people. The leaders should be getting with other leaders, what? To lead the people. That's a government. But we're not doing that because what? The scribes and Pharisees like the best seats in the synagogue. They like to be called rabbi. They want to be called chief priests. This is what they love.
And most African Americans love to say, you know, they're indigenous to America, but don't even know that this clause is in the, you know, in the Declaration of Independence. You know, they know so much about America, but don't know the government that they're under. But people don't want to follow order. That's why, you know, you see people stuck in the same situation.
Yeah, that order, boy. When you say order, it's like you ever turn the lights on, a bunch of roaches scatter. That's what order do. Order turns the lights on, and all these cockroaches scatter. From what? The order. Which is the light.
Hey everyone.
Peace, peace.
Peace, peace.
Hi.
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Greetings.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just have a lot of background noise.
Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead and get out. Okay, so I'm just gonna clarify certain things that you guys been talking about. I am Ethiopian, 100%. I live in the States, of course. You know, I'm very disappointed. I really do like the African American community, but you guys need to have depth and the knowledge, not the conspiracy theories that is spreading around, which also the white people spread this kind of ambiguity, you know, like unclear information because they never own the defeat they had in the past. Ethiopia never ever been colonized. My ancestor lived there. I am the first generation who came here. Okay, my grandfather died fighting the Italians on the Second World War. Okay, this is so offensive to us.
So sis, can you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I ask you a question?
Let me finish because I've heard. I apologize. I'm just gonna take your question after. You know, I said what I have to say. Please give me this time to clarify myself, okay? I can definitely understand when it comes to Haile Selassie. I can explain about Haile Selassie. He was a little bit linked with the, the British people because he was a Freemason. He accepted the initiation of Freemasonry from the British royalty. And during the 5-year war, it wasn't 7 years, okay? Let me clarify this. It is exactly 5 years war. Okay, for example, America went to whatever the country is, like, what is the, Afghanistan, correct? Did America colonize Afghanistan for the past 20 years? The answer is no. So why would you accept that? The whole world knows America ass is beaten by the Afghanistans for 20 freaking years, and they never had full control of that country at all. Okay, Ethiopia had 5 years war with the Italians. Even the Italians admitted it. Don't you think that the Europeans, if they have a slight of winning of anything, don't you think that they will be
That's all.
proud to announce that and never even admit
Okay,
to
sis.
the loss of the war? Wait a minute. So how could you?
Sis, you can't
Because
go on and
our
on.
ancestors died
Okay,
You can't
sis.
go on and on.
All right. We
fighting
understand.
this war, and
Sis.
finally cleared. And our ancestors did not have the planes, did not have this, like
Sis,
what
we
do you call
heard
it,
you, sis.
quantity weapons.
Sis, we have to have a conversation, You got to understand why we're saying it. We understand that it's offending you because the truth hurts. And you're muted, so no one can hear you if you're still talking. I wanted to ask her, so why does the Vatican have the Ethiopian artifacts? Can she answer that?
No.
If it was stolen, why didn't you get it
Okay.
back?
I can hear you. Like, I don't know what your question. I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question. Could
I
you
was-
repeat that?
I was saying, why does the Vatican in Rome have the Ethiopian artifacts?
Because they controlled the capital city during the war, and the only thing they came in. Okay, you need to read history. Every time when Europeans come in to either Persia or Eastern Africa or Egypt, they take our stuff because our stuff has longer history. They are curious with this different older, beliefs and whatever it is that they worship. I don't know what they worship, but you know what I'm talking about. If you go to London, I've been to London. I got the chance to visit some of the what do you call this? Where you see history. What is the museums,
Louvre?
right?
The Louvre?
You see, there are sections for Egyptians, there are sections for Ethiopians, there are sections for other countries. Every country they lay hands on, they take our artifacts, they take our history, piece of our history. Remember, recently we had to actually protest to get one of our kings, which is King Theodros, who kicked the British ass. Okay, and he killed himself in the Battle of Magdala. Okay, and they took his hair, a piece of his hair. He has dreadlock or whatever,
Sis.
hair. I don't know if you know this.
Hold up,
Sis,
sis,
you
stop.
really
Hey, hold
know
on, stop. Hold on, sis, stop. Hold on. No.
You know we know this.
No, hey, stop. Hey, sis.
Yeah,
Sis.
go ahead. Yeah.
Who are these people behind us?
What do you think? What?
Who are these behind us?
What do you mean?
Who are these people behind us? Who this is right here?
My ancestors, actually, the Ethiopian rulers,
So
Okay,
kings and
who
queens.
now who is this right here?
I'm sorry, I don't recognize him.
You don't recognize him?
Menelik, I don't recognize him.
Now he died. You know when he died in the 1900s. But see,
Okay.
hold up. But you say you not. Hold on, sis.
Okay, what
Hold on,
is
stop.
it?
Hey, stop.
Go ahead.
Hold on. He's an Ethiopian ruler.
Mm-hmm.
He died in the 1900s.
Okay.
You don't know who he is, but y'all not colonized. You know, if I ask the Ethiopians who are most of these people on here, they wouldn't even know.
Okay, we were.
So hold on, stop.
Stop.
Hold up, sis.
Explain myself. Can I explain myself?
No, you can't.
You
No,
telling
we've been
me my-
you've
you've been explaining yourself since you came up here.
You've been explaining yourself.
So let me give you your standpoint. And then you lie, you say Tedros kicked the British out. No, he didn't. The Ethiopians traded on him and he lost to the British. This is when the British took the artifacts. You don't even know this. You said they took the artifacts when they occupied the capital with the Italians. The artifacts was took long before the Italians invaded Ethiopia. So these are things that you don't know about. And see, this is why we say Ethiopians colonized, because you talk about how rich your history is and you don't even know it. How you are bragging about your history, but you don't even know the people who made the history great. You don't know none of them. I bet you know who Martin Luther King is. I bet you know who Malcolm X is. If I showed you those people, you will know. I bet you know who Victoria is. So we proving to y'all these are so-called born Ethiopians that don't know nothing about their rich history that they try to tell us we don't know about. Because why? You was colonized just like us. You was taught the same things we was taught. So this is proof that Ethiopians colonized. And as we do it all the time, we have conversations with so many Ethiopians who talk about my grandfather did this and well, this man was living around when your grandfather was living. Why you don't know him? He fought off the Italians. Why? He the reason why the Italians didn't take over Ethiopia until the 1930s. This man right here. But if I had a picture of the Muhammad Ali up there, you'll know who that Muhammad Ali is. But you don't know who this Muhammad Ali is. So when you don't know your history, that is a form of colonization. When you do not know your history, it is a form of colonization. It's the first form. Strip them of their history. That's the first form of colonization. Strip you of your history. Who this man up here is? Who this is up here? Who this man is right here? Can't you tell me who this is, sis? You still on mute.
Okay, listen to me.
No. Don't listen to me. Answer my question.
No, listen. Okay,
No, I ain't listening to nothing. Answer the question.
No. Listen.
No, I ain't listening to nothing.
2,000. Okay, listen. I don't know if you let me speak.
No, I am letting you speak. You gonna answer the question.
Sabotage me to want me to believe something that is.
I'm not sabotaging you.
True.
I'm not sabotaging you or nothing.
Me. This is not the way you communicate.
Okay, sis.
Somebody is telling you who that I was born there. My ancestors are born there. I was raised there. I have a family who got involved in the wars, in the history, in the royalty included. Okay, we don't have to sit down and say, "Oh, that looks like my uncle, and this was such and such, and this was such and such." Listen, I grew up in the socialist regime.
Hey, sis.
Listen, why don't you listen to my story?
But sis, we're not asking. Sis, we're not asking. You're not listening. Sis, we're not asking about your story. Because your story is not their story. We're talking about what you learned from going to school in Ethiopia. Can you explain who these people are? No, because they don't teach you in your schools. We've talked to multiple Ethiopians. They tell us that they haven't been taught any of this stuff before. And it's a reason why.
Colonization.
But a good question for you is are you religious? You know, because we can go back and forth with history, but are you religious? Do you believe in the 2,000-year-old Christ? Or do you understand the throne of David? Which one are you on? Because us going back and forth with history is not going to get us anywhere. So can you answer that question before we move on? You have to unmute.
Christianity came from the east, not from the west.
Okay, we understand that.
Okay?
We understand that. So
understand that. Okay.
So do you can you answer my question?
Can I speak? Can I speak?
But you didn't answer my
Ask me a
question. You didn't answer my question.
Which question?
I said, did Christ come 2,000 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know where that information comes from?
Okay, can I tell you how, if you let me finish, I understand your question because I've heard enough.
But we don't want an explanation. But sis, we don't want an explanation.
I'm explaining to you the reason who we are, where we came from, how we believe in Christ. I'm just going to tell you. The Europeans did not bring Jesus to us, okay? Ethiopia is written in the Bible more than 40 plus times. Not England, not Italia, not maybe the Romans probably, right? Maybe the Greeks. We were there before they were there. It's written in the Bible how the Ethiopians were worshiping actually the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Israelis.
I think sis. I think you gotta understand. No, you gotta.
What is it?
You gotta understand that what our perspective. You gotta understand what we're actually doing for Ethiopia. We're not here to only talk about. Hold on, only talk about Ethiopian history. We have a petition against the Roman Catholic Church for taking Ethiopian artifacts. As you can look it up. Hold on, sis. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, you agree. You agree. So we already know the history of Ethiopia and how they have been taken, stripped away from their history and artifacts that colonize them till this day. That's why they believe in a 2,000-year-old Christ.
No,
they don't understand. You gotta let me finish.
Slavery. The word of slavery does not.
Sis, hold on. Sis. No, the Bible tells you.
Your ancestors being a slave. I've never.
See what I'm saying? The Bible tell you about the Bible tell you the people are scattered, right? So when we show these people right here, and we show like when we say we are Ethiopian, right? Most Ethiopians say you're not, because your grandfather wasn't there when my grandfather was there. But the Ethiopian was being taken from Ethiopia. Like, if you think stuff was taken from Ethiopia, but people wasn't, how does that sound? Precious people, they have people that would be unalive for the stuff that was taken before they got unalive than the people they was taking.
Do you know? Listen, do you know how many things that America takes from other countries without colonizing them?
People were the most important things other than artifacts. That's why you have the slave trade. People were more important. They had the value.
I think that's the dude. She ain't know nothing. All she knew is what the world telling her.
Peace.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, good morning.
What's up?
What's up? Okay. All right. Are you guys Ethiopians?
We are of the scattered Ethiopians.
How do you know that? What does that mean?
You see the originals?
Okay.
You see us?
Okay.
Ethiopia has been part of the slave trade. That's why Ethiopian is a Greek name.
And see, people understand America, Great Britain and America.
Ethiopia.
Hold up, stop. The most country that Great Britain and America dealt with in Africa was Ethiopia. They was fascinated. Slow down and hear what's being said, bro, so you can rebuttal. I'm not gonna be that long.
Go ahead.
Don't you know the most country in Africa that America and Great Britain dealt with was Ethiopia? Do you know this?
When? What time period?
The 18 and 1900s, when slavery started, because they had steamboats.
Because it was steamboats.
It was no slavery in the 1600s. It was no white man ruling over a black man in the 1600s.
What are you talking about? When did the slave trade start, sir?
In the 18 and 1900s.
Sir, no. It was not started in that time.
Okay.
It started early.
Believe what you want to believe. I'm going to know what I know.
No, it happens like that, sir. It's not matter what I want to believe. It's what happened.
You don't know what happened because you wasn't there.
Sir, it's been written. And if you don't want to say that it is true, it has been written, sir. And
Who wrote it?
Proven, sir.
Who wrote it? Hold on, I want to know. Did we write
The
it?
same people who enslaved us.
They wrote it.
People who wrote it, yes. Now,
Okay, so now you believe what they wrote.
Wait. So how can you believe that it was started in the 1800s? Who wrote that?
Because that's when guns was created.
No. Who wrote that?
Shit, they wrote it.
Who wrote it?
They wrote
Who's they? They who?
it. The slave owners.
Okay, so So you can believe that part, but you don't believe the part where the same slave owners started the slave trade earlier than that.
Because you gotta look at slavery. You gotta understand. Every time they show you a slave, do they not show you a gun?
Yeah.
So guns were created
What's
in,
the point to that?
brother.
Come on, let's rock.
Because listen. African, hold on, stop. African first contact with guns was in the 1800s.
No.
Africans' first contact with guns was in the 1800s.
Sir, no.
Okay.
It started earlier than that.
Well, okay, now, brother. What's your next question? If you can believe that, you can believe that. That's cool.
That's what it is.
Okay.
If you can't believe the part where it say that 1800 the slave trade started, and I'm telling you that it was written that it's earlier than that. I mean, I understand how you understand, or you would believe one part of the white writings and neglect the rest of the white doctrines. I don't understand that.
Because I know the truth.
So, brother, if we tell you about a clause that comes from Ethiopia and talks about Ethiopia being in the slave trade, that this information comes from Ethiopia, does that give you understanding on how Ethiopia has been colonized and part of the slave trade?
The problem
The
with
Ethiopians wrote this.
right?
No, can you answer my question first, though?
No, what's the question?
The question is that if I can show you a clause or information that comes from Ethiopia, and they talk about them being part of the slave trade, does that give you understanding on how Ethiopians can be scattered around the world?
Now show me that clause.
About the smartest thing you said all since you've been up here.
No, I'm
You
saying
might-
that
you might learn
guys don't know
something.
nothing about history. You guys don't know nothing about history.
Well,
You guys need to read about history.
okay. Well, you read this and see can you learn it.
All right. Let's see.
Now you see where this come from. Before you say anything, where did this come from? The Institute of Ethiopia Studies
Addis.
in Addis Ababa University.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Now show me the rest of the article.
Why don't you go look
You
it
can
up?
look it
I
up for
think-
yourself. I will give you.
All right, fine. Let me look it up real quick. What was it called? It was slavery. Because what I'm telling you guys, that slavery been started long before it reached Ethiopia.
But it did. I'm asking. It did reach to Ethiopia, though, right?
Uh-huh.
So Ethiopia was a part of the slave. So Ethiopia was a part of the.
Ethiopia?
Ethiopia was part of the slave trade, correct?
Coming to the Western Hemisphere?
What is a slave trade? Isn't it collecting people?
Hold on. Did this come on this side of the hemisphere?
What are you talking
Come
about?
to America. Did Ethiopian slavery came to
Did it come to America?
yeah.
Yes, it came to America. It came to the Caribbean islands. It came to the UK.
So as a Jamaican, you say that I'm Ethiopian?
It's very possible.
It's very possible. Why do you think Jamaicans and African Americans also were asked to go back to Ethiopia, and that's why they can get land in Shashamani?
Because of the Rastafarian tradition.
But
They're saying
But where did that tradition come from?
in your Bible, right? It say that well, Rastafari interpreted as Haile Selassie being the king, because being Jesus or the Messiah, because he was the only living emperor at the time. So this is why they interpreted as him being Jesus. The rest of it, as Jesus. But that didn't happen because after all, they killed him, yes? They killed him, yes?
Who killed who? You said, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
His own people killed him, yes? Haile Selassie.
You said his own people killed him?
Yeah, a coup d'etat.
yeah, but brother, you getting off topic. We know that.
No,
but the
it's
point,
not.
Hey, the point, we know Haile Selassie gave us land, but before Haile Selassie came over here, they was calling African Americans to come.
Jamaican land.
Hey, see, bro, all you want to do is, yeah.
No, I'm not.
Hold on, stop. Hey, brother man. Before Haile Selassie came over here, Marcus Garvey was trying to take us back to Ethiopia. Let me say that. Let me say this again. Before Haile Selassie came over here and gave us that land, Marcus Garvey had already had a plan to bring us back to Ethiopia to help rebuild it.
Not Ethiopia, but Africa itself. But go ahead. Yes, that's true.
Brother man, no, Marcus Garvey wrote a letter to Queen Zatu. This is documented. Marcus Garvey wrote a letter to Queen Zatu telling the Ethiopian Council about the treatment of the black people in America because they didn't know about it. This is why they came over here in 1922 to see about the lynching and the stuff that was going on with black people in America, which is why I tell you slavery was in the 1900s. They want you to believe that your power has been stripped away from you for 400 years. So now we are at a mind state where we think we don't have no power. But we had power in the 1900s. They just kept it away from us. So we never went. Just imagine if we would have left America in 1920 and built up Ethiopia, where Ethiopia be right now. This like, have you ever sit back and now, this before NBA, this before baseball, this before NFL, this before rap, this before all this stuff we created here in America. Imagine if this stuff would have been in Ethiopia right now. Where would Africa be? So this is stuff we don't really know about because we think slavery started in the 1600s. You ever heard of 69? No homo. But a 69 is what? When the 6 is flipped what? Or the 9 is turned upside down. Or the 6 is turned upside down. So a lot of people are is really on the wrong side of looking at things. You got to get on the right side and start looking at things.
So I found the article you're saying, right? It's saying that slavery was actually started in the 1495s, before Christ, right? Until 1942, right? Inside of Africa, Ethiopia. It wasn't sent over here. What are you talking about?
So it was happening inside of Ethiopia.
Yes, Ethiopians enslaved themselves.
So how did they enslave themselves?
Yeah, because they have different tribes. So they enslave different tribes inside that society.
All right, so we already know that Ethiopia was connected to Eritrea, to Somalia, but they're not connected anymore, right?
Right, so that is where they enslaved those people. Yes.
Okay, but you got to understand that these people were also sent. They weren't just being moved around in Ethiopia.
I say that yes, some of them have been sent over there, but the vast majority are West Africans. People from nowadays.
So Ethiopians was in the slave trade to go to West Africa. But then where did the West Africans go after that? Because they were enslaved.
Yes. So the vast majority of them are from West Africa.
That's why people say Africans sold Africans, but because when they sent the East Africans, you gotta think about like right now, we are tribal people. If somebody come in right now and not of your hold up. If a black person come right now that's not of your tribe, you don't give a damn about that black person, and you will sell that black person off. We do it right now today. If you're not from my neighborhood, stop. Hey, stop, bro. If you're not from my neighborhood, I don't care what color you is, we will get rid of you just because you are not from our neighborhood. So when they sent the East Africans to West Coast to take part in the slave trade, which they say they were selling to the Arabians. That's what they say they were selling them to, which probably was black people. And these black people didn't care about these people because they wasn't of their tribe. So what? They'll sell them to the Greeks. And what? They will send them to British, the islands, or America.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying, brother man. Hold up. But listen, none of this was possible without guns. You had to have guns to take Africans from Africa.
Sir, guns been invented many moons ago, from the 1400s. What are you talking about?
Man, wasn't no guns in the 1400s, bro.
We are talking about.
Hey, hold on. If guns was in the 1400s, why was Ethiopians fighting with spears in the 1900s?
Okay, that means that they never guns yet. What are you talking about?
So,
the 1900s.
so that means so guns been here for 500 years. Hold on. No, stop. Hold on.
1900?
No, hold up. Stop.
Biden, sir.
Hey, stop.
Biden.
Brother man, you
What
know.
are you talking about?
No. When the people fought in Haile Selassie War,
Yeah.
they had spears. Now, some people had guns, but
No, brother. We can't take that. No. You're...
brother, you're not finna keep cutting me off. I'm finna give you the mic. Just let me explain myself. All Ethiopians did not have guns in the 1900s. They showed up on horses, barefooted with spears. So if guns would have been here in the 1400s and British was heavily involved in Ethiopia in the 1800s, Ethiopia would have had guns. Tedros had a gift from the queen of 2 pistols in the 1800s. They had never had a gun. And then when Tedros shot the gun, everybody ran. They thought it was something from most Africans in the 18 and 1900s. When they seen guns, they had never seen this kind of technology. Even Zulu. When they brought the guns to the Zulu tribe, they was like, "What is this? This is a creation of God. You can kill a man from a distance." See what I'm saying? So this was almost like magic to the Africans. So if guns would have been here in the 1400s, Africans would have had them because Africans had what Great Britain wanted, which was food, clothing, and all kind of things. Africa had an abundance. That's why Great Britain was able to come in Africa, because they gave guns for a change for so many things that came from African soil. So if Africans just got guns in the 1900s, then that let you know guns weren't created in the 14, 16, and 1700s. Guns came about in the 1800s, especially the repeating rifle, which came in the later 1800s. Now, you might have had a gun in the 1700s, but it took you about 5 minutes to shoot it.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, it took you about 5 minutes to shoot it. So that wasn't you want to come to Africa, hey, give me him. And then you got him on the boat and you don't have no firing power. How you gonna have a big African on the boat and you don't have nothing that's superior to him? That's like walking in the jungle with a knife and they got 5 lions finna walk up.
Can I answer that question?
You ain't got, hey brother, I ain't asked you no question. I told you a statement. I ain't asked you no question, but go ahead.
When was the gunpowder invented? And where was it invented?
Gunpowder was invented probably, hold up. Gunpowder came way before the guns, bro.
Yes.
You had bombs, firecrackers.
When was it and where it was invented? Where?
Gunpowder was invented.
Where was it invented, sir? The guy just put it on the screen right there.
Yeah, China, Japan, one of them invented gunpowder. Yeah.
What century was that?
I don't know what they say, but like I say, gunpowder.
9th century, sir. The 9th century.
Yeah, but brother, we talking about we know that they started off with cannons. They started off with cannons and
Firecrackers. This is why China are the best.
But they didn't have firecrackers. They didn't have firecrackers going into Africa. They did not have firecrackers going into Africa. Hold on, brother.
Whatever.
They did not have firecrackers going into Africa when it was the scramble of Africa.
Miss.
When they came together, hold on. When the British Empire came to
1300s. Slavery started in the 1300s.
brother,
Miss and sir. Okay.
Okay, bro. You got any more questions, man? Hey, you got.
That is when.
Hey, you got any more questions?
Guns was the way before. Okay, you're talking about Haile Selassie War. Haile Selassie War was in World War II. Yes.
okay.
No, he had a war. No, he had a war before World War II.
Sir. When was Haile Selassie War?
That was with
1930.
what's his name?
Mussolini, right? That was Mussolini. You talking about the war with the Italians?
Right. So that is what World War II. Mussolini was born in.
Was that World War II? Because the World War II was against Hitler.
Yes.
Well, World War II was against Hitler and Great Britain.
Yes.
But Haile Selassie War was between with Ethiopia and the Italians.
Yes. With Mussolini. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. But that wasn't World War II. Now,
Yes,
all of it.
that was World War II, sir. They invaded Ethiopia.
How they invaded Ethiopia? They was already in Ethiopia.
Sir,
He was exiled
they
in
invaded
World War II.
Ethiopia.
No, that's what I'm saying. The war in Ethiopia was not World War II. Was with Great Britain.
Sir, it's during World War II. And Ethiopia defeated them. Do you know how they defeated them?
You're talking about the Italians with Haile Selassie is World War II. We're talking about
Yes.
Haile Selassie. We're talking about Ethiopia with the British. That's what you're talking about, right?
No, he's saying the Italian War was World War II, but the World War II wasn't the Italian War.
Sir,
He said
Sir.
it was primary
Because
World War II, during World War II, Ethiopia, the Italians invaded Ethiopia.
no, I don't know. No, they didn't go. I'm not.
Read it.
Maybe-
read the white man.
maybe
white
I'm,
man reading, sir. Read the white man reading.
I'm saying World War One was with.
That's what I'm saying. World War II wasn't over with until like 1946, 1947.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that wasn't World War One. Like that. Like I mean World War II. Like
World War II.
those.
World War II.
Okay, well, like I say, those are really two different wars.
Haile Selassie was king at the time. He just turned king. He just get his RD.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. World War II started in 1939.
Yes.
Okay, the Italians had already taken over Ethiopia.
Yes, they invaded. Yes.
Okay,
it
so
was
no,
before.
the Italians invaded Ethiopia before World War II.
And what time did they invade Ethiopia?
Go look up when the time. It was like 1930 something. Right when Haile Selassie took the crown, well, like 19, he took the crown what in 1930.
I'm saying 1935 to 1936.
That's when the Italian ruled Ethiopia.
Second, yeah,
And when was World War II started? 19.
39.
Yeah, and the World War II started in 1939. Italians invaded Ethiopia in 1935, 4 years before World War II.
Cool. All right, cool.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So you gotta understand, the Italians was already.
When did the Ethiopians kick them out of their country?
That was in like 1941. During World War I, while he was exiled. During World War I, he came back
Yes.
with the British and kicked them out. I mean, during World War II, he came back with the British and kicked them out.
Yes, because he was exiled in England.
Correct. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But the war in Ethiopia is not World War II. We can't say that.
It's during World War II. Yes, it's during that time. Yes.
But it was happening
It's World War II.
before. It was happening before World War II started.
Right. So it was right.
But even before the Italians, we have to talk. We're talking about even how the British came in and invaded Ethiopia as well when they came to attack Emperor Tedros. So these things have been happening longer.
Was his father? Emperor Tedros. Who was he?
He was the emperor of Ethiopia in 1868 when British Empire came to invade Ethiopia.
So who was Emperor Menelik?
Menelik came right
That's
after
Emperor Selassie's father.
two. Menelik is not Haile Selassie's father.
Or was his grandfather?
I don't think it was his grandfather.
It'll be more like an uncle. He'll be more like an uncle because Haile Selassie's father and Menelik was like cousins. Haile Selassie's father and Menelik was like cousins. So
Who's Emperor Selassie's father?
Mikhail, his name is Mikhail. This is Haile Selassie's father.
All right. So Mikhail, what war was going on during his time?
He fought with Menelik. Now Menelik also fought the Italians. Menelik defeated the Italians. Menelik.
Okay,
Now this who he fought with.
good. What time period?
This is the early 1900s. Well, this is the late 1800s, early 1900s. This is like, well, the late 1800s. This is like 1896 or something like that.
Right. Wasn't guns in Africa, Ethiopia at the time?
Not really. No, they didn't have that many guns.
Sir, what are you talking about? Okay. Who was it? The Ottoman.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. Stop. Hold up. Stop. When I say they had guns, they didn't have that many guns. They had. Hold up. Stop.
Yes.
No, it didn't.
It wasn't everybody who had guns.
The British. Hold up. The British came and gave Ethiopian. The British came and gave Ethiopian guns in the 1800s, bro.
Okay. Who was also supplying them with guns?
The British.
The British Empire.
And who else?
That's it.
No. The Ottoman Empire was doing that also. Who was the Ottomans?
Okay, bro. You know it, bro. You tell us.
Who was the Ottoman Empire, sir?
You tell us then.
The Ottoman Empire was a Muslim empire, stretched from Saudi Arabia all the way to Israel. And
Okay.
the Arabs and the Turks. They had guns. Did they have guns?
Well, like I say, I don't know everybody. That could be true, but I know where they get majority of their guns from, they was getting it from the British.
No, they're not. They did not.
Okay.
They did not.
Okay, bro. You got any more questions, man?
All right. So you got a question I'm going to ask now. So how is your soul saving project going?
I'm off, bro. I'm waiting all the time. After the people go hear my video, they go study. And then come back and try to battle me.
Grand Rising, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Peace.
Instead of
I have one question. I kind of like the reasoning you guys are talking about, and kind of like spreading the truth because there's a lot of information that's hidden from us. There's one question I've always had in relation to Ethiopia and the flag, especially stemming from the Rasta community. The red in the flag, it was reversed at one point, wasn't it? And if so, why? What was the reason? Does it have anything to do with what you guys are talking about now, about the British invasion?
Wow, they said
They
it's
changed the
green.
colors.
It's the order.
Now, I really don't know 100%.
Not changing the colors, brother.
Well, yeah, just changing the order of the colors. Now, I can't say no and I can't say yeah because I really don't know. But
Well, according
it's very possible that is why.
Yeah, the Rastafarian Virgins have said that His Majesty basically sold out to the Queen. So she was the reason why the colors was reversed, basically. So instead of the red being on top, it was like,
Well, yeah.
So are you saying that you've talking to Rastafarians that would admit that Selassie sold to the British?
yes.
Okay.
People,
It's like
Yeah.
a big debate in the community because of the switch of the colors.
that's what the brother was saying.
You have some brethren that, disagree that the red would be on the bottom and the green is on top. Some brethren believe this is a political thing, because Jamaica is JLP and PNP, so they think it's a political thing. But historically proven, they said it has something to do with Queen Elizabeth. They had some type of arrangement going on. So I just figured more or less it was correlating with what you guys were talking about this morning.
Oh yeah, they even if you go to the Crown Council website, Haile Selassie's son or grandson, he makes he's the head of the Crown Council, so he makes documents talking about Ethiopian history on that website, and he talks about how they have came together and Haile Selassie gave Queen Elizabeth the highest order of the Salic-minded throne. So basically he admits that they gave them the power. You know, so there's a whole bunch of treaties and other information that shows the connection between Ethiopia and the British Empire.
I just want to know, was I lied to with the whole Ethiopia is where everything began and this is where the truth is? But if it's a matter of somebody sold this out, I really need to know the truth. Like, because I've always been a devout, person representing the sovereignty of Ethiopia. But if there's some negative side to it, then I need to know. I would like to know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a negative side. Like it's simply colonization. That's why most Ethiopians don't know about none of these people up here, because these are the people who they unalive for not following the way. Now he was the only person.
These are the good people. The ones in the background. Those are the good people.
No,
well, I can't say
everybody did good.
Yeah, now everybody ain't good, because a lot of people didn't have enough knowledge to be good. You see what I'm saying? Like they didn't even know or have enough wisdom to be good because of the evilness that was going on and the evilness that we was doing on our own. You see what I'm saying? But we saying at the same time, a lot of these people was against the British.
Okay, I see.
You see what I'm saying? These are majority of these people was against the British, and that's why he went to war with Haile Selassie. And see, this is Zatu's husband, all the way at the top. Now this is Zatu. Before Haile Selassie became the emperor, he went to war with Haile Selassie over letting foreign powers invade Ethiopia. This is what he went to war with Ethiopia, but he got unalive. 2 days later, she got unalive. And then Haile Selassie was crowned emperor. And right when Haile Selassie was crowned emperor, that's when the Italians creeped on in. Now to me, and then when the Italians creeped in, Haile Selassie didn't fight. Where did he go? He took flight. And where did he take flight to? Great Britain. So these things only make sense because if I'm in another country for 7 years and they protecting me, I'm going to do what they say.
That means you have business with them, correct? Yeah.
That means you got business with them. And he didn't stay there 1 year, not 2 years, but 5 years he stayed there.
He had a whole house out there.
So,
right.
so that tells us everything. That tells us everything we need to know.
I kind of feel something because I really respect this man, because growing up as a, Christian person in Christendom, this was one man I seen that, went on battlefield and so-called defended the church and whatnot, and hence the name Defender of the Faith, and now all of these things are coming out. It's really hurtful,
Oh yeah, the truth, man, yeah. And that's why the British let him be lifted up the way they did. You see what I'm saying? That's why most people, when they talk about the Solomonic dynasty, all they know is Ethiopia. I mean, all they know is Haile Selassie. They don't know nobody else.
So you're saying it was the Brits that gave him that stardom? It wasn't us as a people?
No, yeah, it was him. Because Marcus Garvey called him a coward, right? Now, Marcus Garvey is the reason why Haile Selassie got the fame. Because Marcus Garvey told all the Jamaicans and all the Americans to look to the east. A king is coming.
Right.
Now, Marcus Garvey said this before he was crowned.
Correct.
So, of course, when a king got crowned in the east and everybody started hearing about it, then he had to be the one Marcus Garvey was talking about because they consider Marcus Garvey as Moses.
Right.
So whatever Marcus Garvey said, and us not having the knowledge, but shit, a king got crowned. So that made all the Jamaicans worship Haile Selassie as that king. See, a lot of people don't even know this. This is why Haile Selassie have his status. If not, Haile Selassie would be like all the rest of the kings. Menelik was a king, don't nobody worship him. Tedros was a king, don't nobody worship him. So I'm saying, so why do we worship Haile Selassie? Because of what Marcus Garvey quoted and said, look to the east, the king is coming. And that's the only reason why Haile Selassie have the fame he have. And the British, I guess they took that like, oh, well, they believe in Marcus Garvey, so we just gonna let that ride. Because the British never wanted us to learn about Tedros. They never wanted us to know that story.
Do you have Tedros up there right now? Can you point him up?
I don't think
they even put Tedros up there. Now all we have is this is Sun, and we don't have Tedros up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. We ain't got the late great, man. We ain't put the late great up there. But like, man, since you got a mind on your head, I want you to get this book, bro. This book gonna really open your eyes and show you how Ethiopia was invaded way before Haile Selassie got on the throne.
I just feel some way because I was straight up lied to for years. Like they said Ethiopia was the one country that was non-colonized. And you're showing me proof right now that it's not so. They were actually over-conquered. That's not cool.
That's the only thing I got from Tedros, really.
Well, get this book, bro, and it's gonna tell you everything. Well, it's not everything, but it's gonna tell you a lot.
But it says the siege of
Magdala. The siege of Magdala, man. Get this book, bro. It got a lot of Jews in here.
Oh, this is Tedros. Yes, we said this man before. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. The barefooted emperor.
Gotcha.
You notice, this man died in 1868. He didn't carry no gun.
That looks like a trident in his hand or a spear.
That's a spear and a sword and a shield.
Mm.
And see, like you don't shield bullets. Like you don't put a shield up for a bullet. Like so, like this letting you know like the slave trade could not start without the invention of guns. And we don't know this because we don't know history. We know the lie we was told. So history never started 400 years. I mean, slavery never started 400 years ago. But if you tell us this, we'll erase our most important history when our kings will start being introduced to the world. Haile Selassie was the first emperor that sat on the throne that this man sat on that got a chance to speak to the world. None of these emperors that we have up here, they never spoke to the world. Haile Selassie was the first emperor of Ethiopia to speak to the world. And he didn't even speak English. You know, so we got to understand like why this generation is really way more important than the generation that passed. Because why? We can address the world.
Yeah.
They couldn't. And that's what separates us from our ancestors. You know, but yeah, man, like you get that book, bro, it's gonna open up your, it's gonna bring a lot of Jews, man. A lot of Jews. Because our story was never told. And I'm finna give you a gem. You ever seen the movie 300?
Yes.
That's Tedros' story.
Really?
The movie 300 is Tedros' story. Wow. In what? In a whitewashed version.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it then.
You have rewatch it. And then after you watch it, read the book. Read the book. Because remember, this book tells you it's the British Empire against who? The Emperor of Ethiopia. It's not the British Empire against Ethiopia. It's the British Empire against the Emperor of Ethiopia. Let it marinate now. You know, because at that time, a lot of Ethiopians didn't like Tedros.
Just like many Ethiopians didn't like Selassie. So I'm just trying to figure out what the situation is. Like, what are we discussing? Because I just kind of crept in on your reasoning and was hearing about, British, invading Ethiopia. I'm like, when did this happen? I know about the Battle of Adawa, and, we conquered that. They came back again with His Majesty. We conquered that. So it's like, wait, is there like a missing piece of the story that nobody is getting,
Oh, yeah, well, the 1868. Like when 1868, when they took all the biblical... Tedros had a church. Tedros rose the King of Kings. And in Tedros rising, Tedros was getting rid of you could say the fake leaders. The princes that was putting our people in bondage. The princes that was selling our people off. Because that's what our people was doing in Ethiopia. So in Tedros' power, Tedros was trying to modernize Ethiopia and bring it together to bring it a modern city for the world. This is what Tedros' plan was. He also wanted to get rid of kings that was king just because their father was a king. because Tedros' father wasn't a king. So in Tedros' rising to power, he was able to gather all the biblical writings, all the goals, a lot of crowns, just a lot of important things that dealt with Ethiopian society, Ethiopian history, and Ethiopian future.
So let me ask you this: what of the Ark of the Covenant? Is there proof that it's actually in Ethiopia?
Well, no, the Ark of the Covenant is information.
It's not something.
Yeah, it's not something that's made by man's hands. It's information that secure the people of God.
So this structure that was always taught to us from youths, that doesn't exist.
Say it again, the what?
The structure that we were, I don't know if you ever, before you found your way, so to speak, you know, as a youth, when you learn in church, they show you this structure, like a box. So you're saying that does not exist?
Oh, no, yeah, it don't exist. Yeah. All that's deception, yeah.
Yeah, it exists in their church, but it's not the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. But that's why Noah...
Would you say it's more metaphoric, or you're just saying it doesn't exist?
No, it's metaphoric.
Metaphoric. Understood.
So it exists. It's just metaphoric. So
that's why the Levites, the Bible tells us the Levites carried the Ark of the Covenant. Mm-hmm. Now, what do Levites carry for God? A message.
The priestly order.
The priestly order carried the Ark because they carried the information to secure the people of God.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How often are you guys live? Because I like this corner here. I learned.
Well, man, really, man, we have we live. You know, we don't have a schedule no more, so we kind of go, you know, how our lives flow. But right now, we do have a Zoom. We have brothers and sisters from Ethiopia. We have a movement for Ethiopia. We have a judgment against the Roman Catholic Church. So, like I say, if you're looking to be around like minds, we do have a Zoom call, which is on the WhatsApp. We do have a website. We didn't put the website up there. If you go to the bio, yajujudah.com, you can reach out to us. And but yeah, we go live pretty often though. It's just not, you know, we don't have a schedule.
Respect you. Give thanks to the moment.
All right, peace.
All right, brother, peace. And see, that's what a lot of people don't understand about Tedros. Tedros was taking stuff from the fake kings and putting it all in a church. The church was the storehouse where Tedros had all the gold, the artifacts, the writings, the visions, the scrolls. All this was in one church. And when Great Britain came, they took all the stuff he had gathered up for all those years and took it to Great Britain. And see, this is why I don't want you to know. You got to understand how much Tedros gathered. You know, and see, and that's why the movie Robin Hood. Tedros was robbing all the princes and giving to the poor because the princes wasn't given to the poor. This is what a whole movie about Robin Hood, taken from rich people and given to the poor because the rich people wasn't given to the poor. That's Tedros' story. And nobody knows about him. Black man with cornrows that was king of kings with an all gold statue in Ethiopia, and no historian has taught us about him. Somebody lying. So right now, when people try to say, where are our ancestors? They right here. How we don't know about them? They didn't put them in a book. They didn't put them in a book. They gave you what? They gave you the boxer Muhammad Ali, but they didn't give you the king who was Muhammad Ali. See, he wasn't no entertainer. Now, again, I would never sit up here and talk bad about Muhammad Ali. Man, I have much respect to a man that speaks up for his pride and dignity. So I'm never saying that. But at the same time, I'm showing you what they want you to know and what you need to know. Well, what you need to know, that this is the original Muhammad Ali who wasn't a boxer. He was a king. He had an army. Nobody ever told him what to do. Nobody ever told him he couldn't come to the city. He ain't know nothing about slavery. Nothing about bowing down to a white man. Nothing about what? Being scared of a white man. All this stuff that they try to tell us, we've been, for 400 years, we've been in fear. And now you still in fear? Well, that's why I say Jacob won't fear no more. Jacob won't fear no more. So all these are ancestors that we know nothing about. And then they got on Indian hats for y'all who what? Who want to say we the real Indians? They go to Indian hats, y'all. You see the Indian hats. Y'all see the Indian hats? The original Muhammad Ali. They go to Cowboys if you want to say we the Cowboys. We got that for you. You want to talk about royalty? We got that for you. Go all the way up there in the corner. You want to talk about a woman? We have women royalty. Well, they go to woman royalty right there. Everything on this picture for you. Everything is here for you to see. And what? I know you see it. Well, no, and now because we was never taught about our true history, now we don't even come from the place where they say everything started from. And this is the lie this is the lie with the truth in it. Everything started in Ethiopia. And now we come back and give you the whole story in full circle, and now we can't even handle it. You ever heard the saying, can you handle the truth? You know, and when you were young, you be like, the truth sets you free. But when you told the truth when you was young, you kind of whoop it. I never understood that. I'm like, I don't know about that. In my head, I'm like, I told the truth, man, I got a whooping. Is that true? Because I thought if I told the truth, I wasn't getting a whooping. But when you told the truth, you got a whooping. So I was fighting, well, how the truth set you free then? But now I know. Oh, now I know. And y'all, man, we got to be set free for so much, y'all. We got to be set free from so much. So nobody has told us about these people. And even when you ask the Ethiopians who live in Ethiopia, who was born and raised, who are these people? They don't know. And like I said, we're not on here just to say Ethiopia's, we happy Ethiopia was colonized. We so happy. We're not happy for that. But for you to recognize the truth, you have to what? Recognize the lie. Or the truth is going to what? Offend you as what? It's offending many people. Just because you believe Ethiopia was never colonized and then someone come tell you it's colonized, you mad as hell. Because of what you believe. And we showing you weren't taught your history. These pictures need to be in people's houses. I know if I was Ethiopian, they'll be in my houses. But they believe in what? Jesus, when these are the people that did everything for the land. Like, we don't have nobody we can look up to here in America who did something for our land. Because they was all fighting to get it back. See, our leaders was fighting. Their leaders wasn't fighting. Their leaders was ruling, and they don't even respect them. Colonization. How you don't respect the people that rule the land, but you respect Jesus? Colonization. Strip you of your history, give you something that ain't real, and make you believe in it. Colonization. So we here to tell the truth, which is shame the devil. And you know we're going to get crucified for it. Because it's already written, you're going to shoot the messenger. You're going to reject the message. You're going to turn your ears away from the truth.
Someone put in the comments, Ethiopia was the first country in Africa to be colonized. Which, is true because the The Berlin Conference started in 1884. The British Empire invading Ethiopia was 1868. So the British Empire invaded Ethiopia before they came to try to invade the whole of Africa. Because they know Ethiopia had the gold, they had the artifacts, they had the religion or the traditions that they could use to colonize the world.
They had the book. They had the scrolls. They had this wonderful God that made these people so magnificent. What is this wonderful God that these people are talking about? You see how scared they was of Tedros? Look, that's why I told you about the movie 300. You know how many people they gathered for one man in the movie 300? It says 60,000 men. How many people was gathered in 300? And they tell you the movie 300 is inspired by true events.
I don't think anyone's got money. You know, it's just a movie.
No, I think it might do tell you though. It's how it might tell you how many men. I think it do because it's a. Now the movie 300 was inspired by true events, right? 60,000 men. Now they not going against the whole Ethiopia. They going against the emperor of Ethiopia. They had 60,000 men for one man and his small little entourage.
It's at 300.
Yeah, we know why they call it 300 because the man had 300 people.
It's at 300,000 soldiers.
Yeah, the Spartan
invading.
Yeah, the 300 man, he only had 300 soldiers. They in the movie they say he had 300,000. I mean, yeah, 300,000 men. For 300 men? Only Gibeon in the Bible could have inspired that 300 story. That's why you don't know about the siege of Magdala. You don't know about the siege of Magdala. You don't know about the siege of Magdala. This is the 300 movie. This is the 300 movie. We know nothing about it. So this is how much they were scared of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They sent 60,000 men for one man and his small entourage. Oh, they were scared. And they had guns. And most of them had spears. Well, matter of fact, all Tedros people had spears. And they say they barely got to his fortress. Even with his brothers let him in. His brothers let the British in because the British gave him guns. So if his brothers would have helped him fight, the British wouldn't even made it with 60,000 men. They wouldn't even made it. But they made it because of what? His brothers let him in, and India came from the backside. And if you watch the movie 300, they came from the backside. That's why I see you almost want to read the book and then watch the movie. Because there's so much details that like you like, what? They tell the story like I'm talking about y'all, the story of 300 matched this so much, it's almost like, just change the colors. Just give him cornrows. Take that afro away, because you know if he had cornrows, he had an afro. And to see, y'all know how natural hair do. How natural hair do. It could be long, but when you got an afro, it could look kind of small. But it can be what? It could be this long. It could be shrink, right? So take the afro and put some cornrows on them, and keep the mustache and put some cornrows and change the color. That's our story. What's going on? Peace.
Peace to you.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh no, you went away. I don't think he can speak English. I know.
You know.
We can't hear you, brother. So try to come back.
So y'all, like I say, man, it's so much y'all that can be talked about. Right now, y'all, this is what we are restoring. The Bible talks about restoring the throne of David. All these people didn't sit on the throne of David. He did. What Haile Selassie said. This Haile Selassie, when he was younger, he got a chance to sit on the throne. And we don't have Johannes in here. And I don't see Tedros. But he was a king, but he did not sit on the throne. That's why he's not of the Solomonic dynasty. He's of the royal priesthood, but he's not of the dynasty. The dynasty consists of the kings of kings who sat on the throne to rule the region of the princes. So when you talk about the Solomonic dynasty, you only mention in the king of kings. But when you're talking about the princes, it's a lot of them. That's why in the Bible you have the era of the princes. In the Bible you have the era of the princes. Let me
I don't have that image. The other image.
That's why they call the devil the prince of the world and all this stuff. But I know it's in Kings. It says the era of the princess of the providence. That's 1 Kings 20 and 14. So this is just more facts to show you how the Bible is just connected to Ethiopia, y'all. Like you don't dig up no kind of African history and you talk about princes and kings unless you deal with Ethiopia. Now, of course, even in Ethiopia, you had other kings, but it's nowhere the throne of David is located but Ethiopia. So I want to go to 1 Kings 20 and 14. And it says, and Ahab said, by whom? And he said, thus says the Lord, even by young men of the princes of the providence. Then he said, who shall order the battle? And he answered, thou. So the princes of the providence. Now, if you read the Tedros story, Tedros was against the princes of the era, the princes of the providence. And like I say, they got something where they talk about the era of the princes. It might be another book connected to the scriptures where it talks about the era of the princes. So, like I say, this is just bring more validation of why the book is connected to Ethiopia, and we don't even know this. Everybody got the Bible in their hand, but they don't know it's connected to Ethiopia. But you got it in your hand, though. You don't know what it's talking about. You think it's talking about a Kundalini and a mind frame, which is talking about how God will change the mind. And see, that's what we're really not talking about. How is God going to change our minds? How? Well, that's what the book is for. The book ain't going to change your mind. The book don't teach you how to change your mind. The book just tell you how the minds of the people will be changed. And what's the best way to change the people, our people's mind? Give us a song. Give us a song and we all will dance to it. As long as the lyrics are popping, We gonna dance to it. So now this new song is in the earth. You ain't gonna have no choice but to electric slide because it's gonna charge you up. I'm confusing the people, I know. You're not gonna have no choice but to move because this will charge you up. And that's why this is a movement for the people. A movement for the people. So this is the song of Moses and the song of the Lamb. But y'all get this book. Get this book. No guess? I guess no guess, y'all. That's strange, y'all. All these pictures behind us and no guess? You mean to tell me all these pictures behind us and we ain't got not one guess? All these ancestors and nobody know their names. No guess. It's called the Siege of Magdala. The Siege of Magdala is what this called. Get that book if you haven't got it. Oh, what's going on? Peace.
What's up, my man? Yeah, you kind of put me to shame there because I'm looking at all these people and I don't know who they are either. I'm 66 years old. That's just an example of how our culture and our people and our history has been put behind in this country. You know, they don't teach none of our history in school, man. And yet a lot of people don't know who those people are, and you really can't blame them because, you know, at one point in time in this country, we weren't allowed to read books.
Right.
Our history have been locked in a vault and put away for us to stay ignorant.
Right. That's why we do what we do, man. And yeah, that's true, man. It's definitely true, bro.
But long as we got people like you, man, that's putting the truth out there and educating people in this regard. We gonna make it, man. It's gonna take a while. It's not nothing that's just gonna happen overnight. But we are gonna make it, and we're gonna make it. Now, I'm a strong advocate for a lot of the civil rights people that led slaves out of bondage and all that. And I know a lot of those people. I know what they look like, but I'm just unfamiliar with any of these people, and that's a shame. I'll be 66 this month, and I'm sitting up here just looking at it, studying it. Why come I don't know none of these people? That's because we're not in history books. We're not in the library. If we are in the library, I can't find it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, how can people know? How can people know if it's not there for them to read and look at? So, man, I'm not gonna
bring it to him, brother. We bring it to him, man.
Bring it to him, man. Bring it to him. And another thing, I just saw live. This lady wasn't live, but she was saying, how in the world can we only be 13%? Can our population only be 13% for 50 years in a row? Do we not grow at all?
That's a lie.
It's a lie, man.
It's a lie. That's a lie, man. You know, they always want to make us seem lesser and smaller than what we are. So we always seem small, and we also always seem less. And see, that psychological effect got us not even want to address politics. We don't want to address politics. We want to talk about politics. We want to talk about religion, but we never want to address these issues because we feel like what? We're smaller and we are less.
Small, less. Well, you know, I don't want to sound racial, okay? Because a lot of that's going on nowadays, that racial stuff. Those people marched here. I don't know if you know the people I'm talking about. But they're not for black people. They marched here in this St. Louis not too long ago.
Okay.
The Triple K marched here.
Yeah.
All right. And it's only when situations like that come about that black people even think about this kind of stuff, Why come we should have our own schools, man, to teach our people. We need to regenerate, man. We need to start get our own banks, our own schools, our own neighborhoods. We kind of need separation right now, man.
Oh yeah, that's real talk. Because we the only ones that's gonna take care of our people like we're supposed to, just like any other nation.
Yeah, and why?
It's called another nation to take care of their nation.
That's on point, man. I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. I don't know why YT people are so worried about what we do in our own neighborhoods. We're not doing it in their neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? They say all we do is kill each other, lie, and steal and sell drugs and all that. We're not doing it in their neighborhoods. Why are they so worried about it?
Because we affect the world. And they don't want to acknowledge it. So because we affect the world, everything we do affects the world. Everything we do. So just right now, man, it just, like you said, that's actually what we have on the table. We have a judgment against the Roman Catholic Church right now. This judgment is so we can start our government. Because this government is no longer or has never been for our freedom, for our liberty, and for our pursuit of happiness.
Thank you.
So we have a judgment against the government because every government is supposed to support a people's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And this government have supported that in no way, shape, or form. So they no longer have the right to govern us. But the only reason why they are governing us because we're not in order as a people.
Right.
And see, that's why the Bible talks about the order of Melchizedek. Because it's going to be a certain kind of information that make us form or order. And that's going to be the truth.
It's got to be.
And when we hear that, our people, young, old, middle age, they all will form an order so we can come from under this government. It's the only way.
Well, man, I'm saying that's going to take some time. That's going to take some time because
believe it or not, brother, we more closer than we ever been. And why? Because the generation is ready to rebel. See, the people couldn't form this government unless you was ready to rebel from all the information that you was told.
Yeah.
So we here. The order is being established. The judgment on the table. The people are being gathered.
Yeah, people like me and you, but man, it's a lot.
It's a lot more of us. It's a lot more of us than you think.
But to establish a government, it's not about everybody being of the government. Like, everybody is not going to create the government. It's going to be a selective few that creates that government that free the people.
Okay, well, we need to stand behind somebody. We need leaders that we can stand behind. We don't need people like Al Sharpton and Michael Jordan. Those are not our leaders. The Baptist Church is not our leaders either.
Right. I agree. And that's why the leaders are being created as we speak.
Well, all of these people that you have on this picture sitting up here, I would like for you to put a name on all of them, man, and put a chart up so we can start educating ourselves on who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. Okay. I could definitely do that. I could now a lot of their names I can't even pronounce, but I could definitely put it up there so people can see. But and like I say, all these men, majority of them died in the 1900s.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They was never slaves.
Okay.
They don't know. Their family was never a slave. They know nothing about slavery.
And they weren't from this country.
They didn't come from. They didn't come from. You know, being colonized or being beat by a white man and all that. No, they ain't come from that background. And like I say, majority of these people died in the 1900s. Right now,
Wow.
this man right here, if you look up Muhammad Ali of Ethiopia,
Okay.
his name is the King of Wallo. His name was changed, but his original name was Muhammad Ali.
That's where Muhammad Ali got his name from, ain't it?
Nah, I don't know, but he was born Muslim, but he transferred over to Christian, to the African Christianity, not no believing in Jesus Christianity, but you do have an African Christianity that we know nothing about, which simply means follow the leader. But you know, just definitely check him out, man, and I think they'll open up a lot of doors for a lot of other people. But I definitely take you up on what you said and put some pictures and put some names with it and let people see.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. We got to start following and appreciating people that's trying to teach us our history. You know, to teach us about people that stood for us, because we're so far behind. And when I say we're so far behind in this country, it's because if me, a black man, go to the bank and I have a credit score of 700, and I get denied, and a YT person come right behind me with a score of 6.5, 6.5, that person's more than likely going to get that loan based off their nationality.
Correct.
So we behind in this country no matter what. We got some very strong and powerful forces that's coming against us, man. We got a big fight. We got a big fight.
That's why I say we got to be judged and the fight is won. Like, for instance, Russia already came out and said they stand with Black Christ, right? So if they stand with Black Christ, then who do Russia stand with? Black people.
Every day.
Correct.
So we don't have the order for Russia to say, okay. You got a lot of background noise.
Okay, let me turn this TV off, man. I got kids.
It's all good. It's all good, bro. I just put you on mute. But say Russia wanted to help us out right now and give us $500 million for us to open us a bank and make moves. And then another nation wanted to give us $300 million. Then another nation wanted to give us $1 billion. Like you said, who would they give it to? What council and what government would Russia be able to give this money to? We don't have one. So we have to form an order so even other nations can see and even help us. But while we bickering about religion and who God is real and what scripture is right, we not getting in order. We just what? It's more separation. So that's why I say what we are doing, we are forming that order for other nations to recognize us as a nation. We have a flag, we have a declaration, and we have a judgment. Now, all these things is so nations can recognize you and support what you are doing. So we have these things, but most people don't know about it because they might see our live and they might see us reading the scripture. Are they Christians?
Yeah.
You know, not knowing we really have a revolution that's well and alive as we speak, and that's up and running, and that's being established for the people. And that's why the scripture say what? God will come out the thief in the night.
So how do I join this revolution, man? I mean, a lot of us are in the dark on information.
Correct. Well, if you go to my website at y'allgeeky.com, if you click on my page, my website is in the bio. If you click on the website, you can message us, send us your information, and somebody will reach out to you and add you to our WhatsApp.
All right. Okay. Can I ask you a question? Who would you recommend I stand for in this election, man? Who would you recommend?
Nobody. But if I had to choose, it'll be Trump.
Same here.
If I had to choose, it'll be Trump. But at the same time, nobody.
Well, I was because I've been voting all these years. I'll be 65. I'll be 66 this month. I've been voting Democrat all my life, and it's like getting a divorce, man. That's how hard it is for me to lead the Democratic Party. But I don't have no choice because I'm not going to stand for unaliving kids, opening the border, sponsoring wars, allowing China to come in here and take over our automobile industry, keep veterans on the streets homeless, and kill black women, man. And let me tell you something about the black woman, okay? They even got some sites coming on there that's with Kamala that's saying black men don't love black women. We love black women, okay?
Now get out.
We treasure our black women. And the thing is, what I was looking at this documentary where the oldest fossil ever found in the history of mankind was a black woman. How could you not respect that?
Oh yeah, that's what I say, man. It's all propaganda to divide us.
To divide.
All propaganda,
when that started, man? That started back when they started segregating. They started pulling us. They saw they couldn't win the championship football games. They saw we had stars coming out of our neighborhoods, out of our ghettos. They saw the potential, and what they did was they said we need them. Okay. If they need us so much, why do they treat us the way they do?
Because, like I say, man, we are the mothers and fathers of the nation. That's why it's always
I know what you're saying about Putin because I've seen some of the things that he said. He's saying they opened a vote over there, and the nationality of Christ was a black man. Okay,
but it's bigger than that. What if that Christ is on earth and everything we read is happening now rather than 2,000 years ago? See, that's the trick. The trick was to make you believe something happened when it's happening now.
He got candy.
Well, he said he was gonna come in the cloud, just the exact way he left.
Well, if you read Hebrews 12:1, clouds mean witnesses.
It's nothing.
Not clouds in the sky. And the same way Christ left, he was lifted up from the earth. He didn't come down from the sky. So Christ is a man in the earth that the witnesses gonna lift up. Now, when Putin opened the vote, he said he was doing this on a metaphysical level. Not on a historical level. You see what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like you gotta look at it from another level because Putin wasn't talking about a historical Christ. That's why Putin was basically saying, I stand with the black people and the Christ that's speaking for black people.
That's my understanding. That's pretty much my understanding.
Yeah, because they got us thinking Christ came 2,000 years ago. That never happened. And see, that's the deception. That's one of the great deceptions that's in the earth because as long as you believe that, you can never fight the lie. Anybody that believe Christ came 2,000 years ago, they are not strong enough to fight the lie.
Well, when did he come?
He was going to come in the last days.
So you saying he never came?
Never came. He's here now. That's why the work haven't been done.
So the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ never happened.
That's happening right now.
Yeah, but I thought he said it was going to be a second coming. In order for it to be a second coming, that's plural.
Isaiah 11:11 tells you God is going to redeem us. You got a lot of background noise, bro.
Yeah, I got kids, man. Hey, man, I got a business, man, and I got some of my employees waiting on me, man. So I'm gonna have to get off it. I enjoy speaking with you, though, my man, and I'm gonna come back at you again. I'm gonna write down. I'm gonna get in touch with you.
Okay, brother. All right, peace.
All right, God bless you.
Likewise, bro. Well, you've been So yeah, like the second coming, y'all, is really dealing with God redeeming us a second time.
So how are you the Messiah when you're such a weak man? That's the part that gets me. You're making a plea to the Roman Catholic Church. You're making a plea to the Roman Catholic Church, but you're such a weak man. Like, I don't understand how you could call yourself a leader of a nation when you're such a weak man. You're a weak little man. You know what I mean? Like, you can't handle most people.
Why you gonna keep saying I'm a weak man? How many times you gonna say that? What makes you think I'm weak? How strong are you? We want to see how strong this guy is. Let's see. Let me turn this camera. Turn your camera on so you can show us your muscles. Turn your camera on. You're on mute. We can't hear you. Just turn your camera on. We want to see his muscles, y'all. He talking about weak men, you know.
You are a weak little man. You are. When did Christ have tattoos?
Hey, turn your camera on, brother.
That seems to be when did Christ have tattoos?
Turn your camera on, get off the stage. Turn your camera on, get off
You
the
better
stage.
pay that man back his money, bro.
Somebody put too much sugar in the Kool-Aid, huh?
Hello?
Peace.
Peace. There is something I hear for you. You talk about clouds. What did you mention about clouds? Can you repeat it, please?
You got your Bible?
Yes, you said Christ is coming with clouds.
Do you have your Bible?
Huh?
Do you have your Bible?
I have them I have them. If I don't open it, I have them in me. I can read it. I can give you the verses. It's the same thing. It's coming with a cloud. If you want the verses, I can give you.
Hey, Hebrews 12:1. Read it.
No, I want you to interpret how the cloud will look. That's what I'm.
12:1. Read it, brother. Hebrews 12:1.
Read it. Let me hear it. Read it. Let me hear.
You don't have your Bible?
No, I'm now. Right now, I am in front of my house, but I have the scripture of cloud in me. Ezekiel 1:20.
It says the clouds are witnesses according to Hebrews 12:1. It says
that is another.
It says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles.
Okay. What you read in there, that's Hebrews 12.
12:1.
It's another thing up together, but Hebrews 1, yes. It's when we all gather together, it will look like multitude, like cloud, but that is not what he's talking about. You are right in that part. You are right. But that is not the scripture, the how Christ will come. Christ is
who
coming with a
determines?
cloud, liquid, and fire.
Okay, so who determines when the cloud?
You can find it.
Okay, so who determines?
I allow you to. I allow you to talk. So it's me that we talk now, right? Then in Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 28, remember Christ says, the Son of Man will come, the glory of his Father. The glory of the Father, you find it in Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 28. When Ezekiel was walking in the river chamber, he saw a cloud from the west, liquid fire. With the out of the cloud came a cherubim. Christ is coming with that firing cloud. And that firing cloud is when you will see in 2 Peter chapter 3, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. When Peter says that, behold, who can enjoy the day of the Lord? It will be like a firmament. The heaven will dissolve.
So,
The firmament will dissolve. I'm not feeling it.
So are you saying the clouds would be on fire?
It's fire, yes. It's fire. It's just like Sodom and Gomorrah. And it will test everyone work. Those who will build their house.
Hey, Lion Stage, turn your camera on.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on the big screen.
Are you seeing?
I'm finna
Put me now. Okay.
put you on the big screen, brother. Cause this is the
Okay.
only way I'm gonna deal with this. This is the only way I'm gonna talk with you. So
But sorry if it's raining. But sorry, don't mind me.
it's good. The same way Christ left, Christ will return, right?
Yes.
Okay. How did Christ leave?
It's an example. It's an example that the same Christ who left is coming the same manner, like manna.
I asked you
But
that.
he will not give.
Lion, this is what I asked you. I simply asked you, brother. How did Christ leave?
You are talking about Acts chapter 1, when he was taken to heaven, when the two men saw.
I know what
Are
I'm
you
talking about. So tell me, how did he leave?
Okay, how he live on earth? You said how he live or he left from earth.
How did he leave from earth?
Christ live holy life, righteous life. Christ is righteous, holy life.
No. You might not be understanding me. It
Okay.
says the same way he left, he will return, right?
What verse is it? Acts chapter 1, right? It's Acts chapter 1.
Yeah, that's Acts chapter 1.
Okay, but
It says, why do you stand there gazing in heaven?
Okay.
The same way that Christ left,
No, he said this Christ who
he will return. So
like manna.
Like manna.
Okay. Like man.
So how
Okay.
so walk with me. How did Christ leave?
Okay, let me explain there. Can I explain it clearly without
You got to
interrupting me?
explain. No. Lion, I want to give you the mic back as soon as possible. But I just need
Okay.
you to walk with me and answer my questions so I can give you the mic back.
Okay.
So I'm only asking you this question because I have a rebuttal I want to make and I'm trying to get somewhere.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you again. How did Christ leave if he returned in the like manner that he left? So how did he leave?
He live with me drawing from the earth. Drawing
So he
from
left.
the earth.
Okay.
So it's two interpretation. He left drawing. And same Christ is coming like manna, but no describe. He don't describe
You're going
it.
too far. You're going too fast. Because he left
But-
from the earth, right?
Yes. Okay.
So in like manner, he gonna what?
He like manna, he himself gonna come back, but
He
in
gonna
that
return.
place,
Okay,
return.
so if he gonna return in like manner, in the way he left, and he left from the earth, so his
Yes.
return has to be what? From the earth.
we
Because
return. Yes.
okay,
Yes.
so Christ, so right now, what we trying to tell you, Christ is a son of man that's gonna be lifted up from the earth. He's not
Yes.
a son of man that's coming down from the sky, because coming down from the sky is not the like manner of how he left.
I disagree with one thing, because when Jesus Christ be on the flesh, when he came, in Acts chapter 1, he says, when he were talking to them, cloud received him. Then two angels appear with white clothing. They said, why are you gasping at the Lord who will go to heaven? This Christ which you see taking to heaven, he will come down like manna, just like you are seeing him. So in that particular verses did not describe how we're going to come. But Jesus Christ said, I will come in the glory of my Father. On every eye, remember Let me give you the clouds now, the fire of the cloud. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 28, you will see the cloud of fire. From 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, Peter says, who can enjoy the day of the Lord? When he will appear, every firmament, the firmament will dissolve, will be in fire, liquid fire, and every workmanship will burn. Joel chapter 2 says, on the last day, I will pour out my spirit upon my sons and your sons and daughter. He said, your sons, your daughter will prophecy, your old men will dream, and will perform signs and wonder in heaven. He said, blood and vapor of smoke mingle with fire will occur. That's the same fire. I'm coming. Psalm 97 says, I have them here. Psalm 97 says, behold, fire go before him. You see, this scripture says so. So Christ is coming with fire. Now, Apostle Paul says, everyone walk with tested by fire. Those who build their house on stone. Those who build their house on gold. So the cloud is going to come and test everyone. If you burn, you are not born of him. But if the fire of Christ touch you, you will not burn. You will be like Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. It's like you burn on him. You are really in him. That's why you find the book of Matthew chapter 3, verse 13 to 10.
Lying.
My brother, I'm a Bible scholar. I teach. My brother.
We know the scriptures, bro. We read them like you. So
yeah, I know.
Brother, you don't have to quote scriptures for us. We know scriptures.
Not by quoting. You have the revelations.
All the scriptures you quoted, they right here.
Yes, okay.
All right. So let's give understanding.
Okay.
God's word is like what? What does the Bible say God's word is like what?
God's word is sharper than two-edged swords.
God's word is like fire.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 29. Is not my word like a fire? It's not my word like a hammer that break the rock.
Okay, so
Isaiah chapter 11, the same thing.
Stop. So if I'm speaking the word, it's like what? If I'm speaking the word of God, it's like what?
It's fire. Like okay, God speaks with fire.
So that's the fire that Christ comes with. Christ don't come with literally fire as you light a cigarette lighter.
Wait, okay.
Like Christ don't have this kind of fire.
No, not this kind of fire, not that type.
Okay, so when the Bible in Jeremiah say God's word is like fire, what is Jeremiah referencing?
God is saying, he's talking about God's word is like a fire, like a hammer that breaks the rock, and its rod also. It's a silver thread on earth, finance. It's like a furnace on earth, silver thread also. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 10 to 11 says, the word of the Lord quick and fast as a two-edged sword. We pressure the soul to the spirit. I'm coming. Isaiah chapter 11 says, when the spirit of the Lord descend, not by the hearing, not by the sight, but righteousness is judged, make war, and he shall strike the earth with the rock of his mouth. That is the sword. Genesis, you saw the two blazing sword. That is the sword. Revelation chapter 1, verse 11 to 12 to 13, 14, 15, 16 goes. Say, out of his mouth went a sharp two-edged sword.
Hey,
so brother, his sword is fire. Brother, see, Christ is fire. I will tell you one thing. God himself, our Father God Almighty, he is consuming fire. Christ is spirit. I want to show you one thing because I've seen something clearly, but I will not tell you.
Lying. All you doing is quoting scriptures, brother.
No, I'm not yummy.
Hey, listen.
I have met Christ. Me, myself, I met Christ. I've seen him in vision. I've seen him, my Lord. I've seen him.
To communion with Christ, you have to eat his flesh and blood.
I've done it. But you have to have the reason.
You did not eat Christ's flesh and blood because you don't have the flesh and blood to eat. You have imaginations to lean upon, and what the Bible tell you, lean not to thy what? To thy own what?
Understanding.
No, own thoughts.
Lean not your own understanding. It's the same thing. Your thoughts, your mind, understanding.
Yeah.
But
so where did your understanding come from?
The understanding is the beginning of fear, where you have fear of God.
No,
I'm coming.
No. Where did your understanding come from?
You asked me, I want to respond to you, but you are stopping me.
No, I'm not stopping you. I'm stopping you for giving me a lecture. That's what I'm stopping you of. Just tell the people where a lying understanding come from. That's it. That's all I want you to do.
The understanding, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Where you fear God, all things, from there you have wisdom, from there understanding comes.
All right, Lion. We gonna.
Let me show you one thing. Let me show you one verse more.
No. I heard
Proverbs
enough.
chapter.
Lion.
Okay, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Peace. Okay. Bye bye. Peace.
He never told us where his understanding came from. He told us what understanding is. The beginning of the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. The beginning of knowledge is the fear of God. That ain't what I asked him. I asked him where would his understanding go from, and all he was just finna shoot scriptures at me. Wow, you know scriptures. Yeah, you do. You know scriptures, but there's no understanding. That's why the Bible says, with all thy getting, get what? Understanding. So a lot of people get scriptures, but where is their understanding? Where is their understanding of the scriptures? And we haven't got nobody. It's been silence. Nobody came up and said nothing. Like, we don't see 100 people behind us. It's 100 people behind us and nobody said nothing. And they look like you. They look like you and you don't say nothing about it. How long we been up here for? About what, 3 hours? Have anybody in the comments said anything about it? They waiting for us to say something that they disagree with and hit the button to not talk about this. We're not going to talk about this. Oh, we got graves. So if you want grave sites, we got grave sites. Yeah, we go dig up their graves. Yeah. Some of them houses, matter of fact, some of them houses still standing. And guess what? We didn't get this from the news. They ain't broadcast this. This ain't broadcasted. You see what I'm saying? This ain't broadcasted here, y'all. This ain't no broadcasting news. Nah, they ain't dig this up and put it on TV. Nah, because people always say, man, they found it. They found this and they found that. And I'm like, well, who is they? They discovered this. Oh, no, they say we found it. We discovered it. Then I'd be like, who is the we that discovered these things? Who is the we that found the stuff in the Grand Canyon? Did we find it? Or did they find it? Or are you a part of they? That's what you're telling me. Oh, you a part of them. Because people say, we found our artifacts in the Grand Canyon. No, they found our artifacts in the Grand Canyon. You didn't find it. But you speaking for them as is what? You with them. What side you on? What side are you really on? But you see nobody, and this is why I say Babylon finna be silenced in Babylon. You lay down with the whore, and now it's finna be silenced in Babylon. And this is a background that silenced Babylon. This one of the many. This one of the many backgrounds that silenced Babylon. What you talking about? Nothing. Baby talk. All you doing is regurgitating what you heard. That's what babies do. People like, boy, why that baby cussing like that? Who that baby been around? Why that baby saying those things? Who that baby been around? So what we been around? We been around Babylon. Because who gave her the information we got? Either your mind gave it to you or what? Babylon gave it to you. Which is people who gave you information and they didn't know nothing about it. So nobody came up and said nothing about these people behind us. Like they don't exist. Oh, they exist. Oh, they exist. Oh, yeah, they exist. But we don't talk about them.
And we're not talking about 2,000 years ago. We're not talking about 1,000 years ago. We're talking about the 1800s.
We're not talking about 400 years ago. You see how you see how when you go back 400 years, you skip all this? Look how much, and this is a small part of it. You go back 400 years, you skip all this. Because in your mind, you was just a slave. The white man was ruling everything. And I was just a little small slave. That's what we believe. In the 1800s, there's no need for me to do no research because we were trying to escape slavery. So you go back 400 years and you really don't find nothing. So then since you don't find nothing, you go back to King Tut. See, we was in Egypt royalty. And now the Egypt is a lie. So now Egypt over here. And now what? It's still a lie. Because Egypt don't exist unless it's in your mind. That's why we still in Egypt. Even Moses told you to go back to Egypt on ships. You ain't go there at first on ships, so why you gotta go back to Egypt on ships? So nobody again has came up and said nothing. We ain't heard nothing, huh? The brother man came up and gave us respect, elder. Meek, humble. Not out here lying to people. Not out here trying to trick people. Not out here trying to jive people. Not out here that want a fake name. But like he said, out here working. You see, he said you had a business. So out here working as what real man gonna do what? If I can't fix the problem, I'm gonna find a way to what? Get comfortable. I still gotta make ends meet. But he acknowledged that, yeah, he's 60-some years old. He ain't never seen this before.
Yeah, 60-something.
But what happened to his Kundalini? What happened to the Kundalini? What, like dude said on the Abadubal Dollar. What happened to it? What happened to our Kundalinis, y'all? Why they ain't kick in and this information just entered us and we were just upright? What happened? Everybody Kundalini must not be straightened out, huh? We ain't walked barefooted enough? Or we ain't been in the sun long enough? These are the questions I ask people. Or what, the spirit ain't come on these people? Jesus left these people out? Or some people gonna say what? Hey, man.
Grand Rising. Shout out to the real engines.
What's going on? You turning your camera on?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. If you were to look this up, archaeologists have found King Tut's tomb in Arkansas Valley. Arkansas Valley.
Hold on, slow down. How you doing? So your standpoint is what?
We were already here. This Christopher Columbus discovered America is a myth.
I agree.
History was told in reverse. All of us are not African.
Okay. So what about some of us that are?
Those were the so-called slaves that came over here from Africa.
Okay. And well, these are our ancestors. Do you have anything to say about that? Because I'm a part of the Africans that came over as a slave.
That's all right. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, well, okay. And you want to say you was here? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For sure.
Okay, so don't you know these people was helping establish America? These black people?
Yeah, we all know that America was built off of free labor.
No, I'm talking about like this king right here, the railroads that's in America. Because of him.
Facts.
Now, we can look this stuff up. Now, you know when these things took place? In the late 1800s. That's why in 1900s, plants began to be built, right? Factories and all this stuff began to be built in the 1900s.
Facts.
Because you had to have the iron and all that. You had to have railroads to get these things done.
100%. Yeah.
So when we talk about we was already here, right? Where's the kings
In America.
in America? Because we can show you, I can show you my forefathers and their kingship and why I have the rights to land and authority and governments. Because I am a prisoner of war.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the American royalty? Where are the pictures? Where are the graves?
We have to realize that these people have covered up history. Even when they started to come over here, they came over here to destroy so that the future generations will not know who they are. And pretty much they proceeded, and that's what it is now. But the information is coming out. All we have to do is just do our due diligence and research this stuff.
That's what I'm saying. What if you say we was here? Where is the evidence? No, because right now we know King Tut ain't real, cause Egypt ain't real. Like this how cold it is. We can prove Egyptology was created by the Romans. We can prove this. No African, no American ever talked about Egypt until the Romans created it. So when Americans drag Egypt over here, it's like another laughing stock. It's like, come on, man, Egypt ain't even real. So how can King Tut be real when Egypt ain't real? How could the Egyptians and all this, because these things don't even mean what we think they mean. They are not connected to a land, it's connected more to a people. Because right now, we got people right now that's in spiritual Egypt, right now in America. And they are Egyptians. They are pharaohs. They are pharaoh musicians. Pharaoh mean king.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So Egyptology was created. And now we are dealing with a generation of people who have adopted a false narrative and have put it in America and try to say, oh, well, Egyptian pyramids over here. That's a lie, because Egypt ain't real.
Wait, you saying Egypt's not real at all?
It's not a landmass. It's a meaning. It means bondage.
It means idol worship, bondage of the mind, idol worship.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? It never been a place. That's why I say Egypt was created to create a false history. And like you said, to take us away from who we really are. That's why it was no Hebrews ever in Egypt. It was no black people ever in bondage in a physical place called Egypt. Now, it was black people that was in Egypt, if you understand what Egypt means, because it was many black people worshiping what? False gods. Many. All through Africa. Some worship the moon, some worship the sun, some worship the water, some worship the wind. They had all kind of gods. That's Egypt. And Egypt means many gods. Idol worship.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and these are the things that we don't know, so we keep digging rabbit holes.
Mm. Well, I'm not gonna call you a liar, because I just got to do my due diligence about what you're saying and look this stuff up as well, so I can get a clear understanding about it.
Respect, and like I said, that's what conversation is for, brother, man. You know, have a conversation. You don't have to agree with it, but at least take it to heart. Well, you go do your research if you never heard it.
For sure.
You know, yeah, respect.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate you for bringing me up. Y'all have a good one.
All right, peace, bro. You know, like I said, this is that crafty counsel that's man, it's so tricky. The lie have you going down a road you wouldn't even be going down if this wasn't told to you. So if Egypt wasn't even told to us as the way it was told to us, we wouldn't even be trying to come from Egypt. And it's mighty funny, Egypt and Ethiopia.
Right next to each other.
Like it's mighty. So you talk about all this Egypt and all this royalty in Egypt, so you wouldn't look up at what? You wouldn't look up a real royalty. This is a black man named Muhammad Ali who was a king. We know nothing about him.
It's like the people that's on the rocks is more important than the real people that actually did.
So y'all, we gotta really understand what's going on a whole another level, man. So anybody that's trying to say that Egypt is here, man. We don't know, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah, let me see. Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, brother? Peace.
I don't know. Hey, I want to ask you something. I know this ain't got nothing to do with. I see you doing Christ. You know another man is doing the same thing on the other side.
Nah.
All right, you Christ, right? You know you got somebody playing the devil, right?
Yeah, they got many people playing the devil.
No, but I'm talking about just like you doing the road filling something. They gotta do like that for filling it.
Well, I say he gonna play his part. I'm gonna play my part.
Huh?
He gonna play his part. I'm gonna play my part.
Is y'all really gonna fight in the Armageddon or whatever they call that place?
No, man. The fight is with the tongue. It's not a war of flesh and blood.
This dude is really think he cried. You remember part about supposed to stand up and they supposed to build his the temple?
Yeah.
This dude really playing the part. You know about it?
I never heard of him.
He even got some MTs out. He's probably trying to run for president. Now I really think you probably think I'm talking crazy though, but check it out.
He could be, but like I said, he not. He ain't gonna. The real Christ gonna win. The real Christ.
Real Christ gonna win. It's in the Bible, but I just wonder, cause I never heard you mention that. I wonder, did you know somebody playing that part? You know they already got the red heifers over there.
Yeah.
And so I reckon if he wins this election, I reckon they're gonna go and start building it.
Well, I don't think he's gonna win.
You don't think he's gonna win?
We know he ain't gonna win.
I tell you one thing though, I've been looking. He got a whole motherfucker, lot of people following him, and a whole bunch of brothers, and they putting him in heaven, and he's saying he denied Christ, he denied the Lord, and they putting him in there. They're all over TikTok.
You gotta understand, the devil deceived the whole world. The truth is for the few. The truth not for the many. The truth is for the few.
Well, I see he doing it too.
Yeah, that's why I say, but the truth ain't for the many.
Yeah, because I tell you what, there's a whole lot of motherfuckers following. I mean to cuss, but a whole lot of following this man.
The truth ain't for what?
Huh?
The truth not for the many, because how many are called, but how many are chosen?
The few are chosen.
So the many don't matter.
So the men don't matter.
The few chosen.
Yeah, but I wonder, is it really going? Is all of them following him really going to get what the Bible said?
It's only few, brother, man. There's only few, bro. There's no need to stress. Now everybody will see, but only a few gonna get it and leave. Only a few.
So you're saying only a few gonna live?
Only a few gonna leave.
I still be lost on that though. But I tell you, a lot of them following this man. A whole lot of.
You gotta turn your background noise out, brother, man. All
Oh,
right.
my background. Let me see.
So somebody got some music playing.
That's the TV. That's the TV. How's that?
I don't want to get my neck. Yeah, that's better. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, I'm not worried about, you know, if a lot of people follow them, that don't matter to me. That has nothing to do with me. I have to do what I gotta do.
Yeah, I know.
They got a lot of people follow TD Jakes. They got a lot of people follow Joe Osteen. You know, like following, having a crowd of people is not the mission. You know, the mission is completed when the order is set up and the judgment is complete. So we don't need many people to judge the world. We need the few qualified people to judge the world, and that's what we're here for.
But my question, is he really going, if they build that temple, he really going to give him that claim they already, some of them trying to say, is he God? Is he really going to now?
I don't know who you talking about, and I'd rather not talk about that individual because it don't matter. Man.
Oh, okay, so ain't nothing to it, okay.
Ain't nothing to it.
I've been wondering about it, call show like he still got a lot of people talking, a lot of them. Okay, then.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, peace.
Nigga said you got a lot of people following like shit. Okay, the devil can see the whole world. I don't know what you talking about. Like, oh, and they got a lot of people following this shit. 19 keys up. This shit. A lot of you got a lot of people. What that gonna do? Farrakhan had 1 million people. What did it do?
1 million people ain't follow him now.
You know, so that don't mean nothing. What's going on? Peace. You trying to
Yo. Peace, family. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
All right, peace.
Hey, yeah, man. I just want to introduce myself, man. I'm Dro, and I've been on this knowledge quest for righteous knowledge for a while, man. I'm 49. And I'm in Montgomery, Alabama, and I first came across, you know, on my quest for knowledge through Dr. York in 92, 93. I went out to Edenton, Georgia, man. I was on the land for a little bit. I actually went out there for a talent show, and my group, we won the talent show and stuff, and so we actually started doing a couple little shows for Dr. York, man, and we did a little Jack the Rapper in 94 in Atlanta. And, you know, so I'm gonna skip all that, man. So all the way up to this point, man, I've always been, you know, seeking knowledge and seeking God, man. So about 3 years ago, I just decided to get in that word myself. And just start reading it, man. You know, I've always, you know, dib and dab. You get a scripture here, a scripture there, but it wasn't until I just decided, I said, I'm gonna start from the beginning, and just go from there, and not skip a word. If I come up on a word and I don't know what it means, I'm gonna spend time on it, you know. So as I started to get into the word more, I started to realize that everything I was told or taught about the word was beginning to be the opposite. And I started to realize that, man, you know what? This is the reason why God say, continue in my word, and the truth shall make you free from what you've been told about the scriptures. And I cut hair, so I have a couple customers that come in the shop, and I might have a pastor, he's Christian. I got a partner, he's in the Nation of Islam. And, you know, so we'll strike up discussions and stuff. So I got to the point where I got into the scriptures and I ran up on unicorn. I was like, unicorn. So unicorns is in the Bible. Okay, so this is a real creature, you know. I can get in debt on that, but just the fact that I saw unicorns, you know. So I started asking other, you know, pastors and stuff, hey, y'all believe in unicorns? And next thing you know, they laugh. Man, you know, I don't believe in that. I'm like, well, it's in the scriptures. And so I started realizing that, you know, maybe everybody's claiming that they read the book. I read the book 2 times, but you didn't know unicorns was in there. So I started realizing that, you know, it's a lot of people out here and that's claiming to watch, they've watched the movie, but they only seen the previews. So I started referring to the word, you know, like this is like the movie or a series. Have you actually watched the whole series, all 8 seasons? Or have you just watched season 2, episode 4, and you went to season 6 and watched episode
Oh, yeah,
7?
but see, when you deal
You
with the
know?
Bible, you know the thing about the Bible is a huge book. Nobody can read the whole book and memorize anything in it. That's why anybody can bring something to you out of the Bible and you probably never seen it before because it's so big. It's for one thing, it's 66 different books. You know, each book has different characters, different parables, different metaphors. You know, so no man can memorize everything in the book. It's impossible. That
That's
means
right.
the only thing that you'll be doing is locking in. And that's why the book is not to be taught. The book is a vision that has to be fulfilled. So when you deal with a lot of people teaching from the book, it never benefited us. No teaching from the Bible has benefited us and our people in no way, shape, or form. Because if it
I
did,
agree.
our families wouldn't be the way they is right now. And we all went to church. Everybody grandma read the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So we can't say, so we must understand that this generation, the Bible was never meant to be taught. That's why even the main character of the Bible say what? I come in the volume of the book to do the will. And it was never God's will to teach the Bible. But every so-called man of God is doing what? Teaching the Bible.
Teaching the Bible, trying to teach and teach and teach. And so I just encourage people, man. I just say, you know, I say, go watch the whole movie. You know, it's just like a new movie coming out. You see the previews to it. And then you hear a lot of people say, yeah, that movie wasn't nothing. You was all right. But then until you go actually watch that movie for yourself, you may enjoy that movie. So, you know, I just got to the point where, like, look, I just encourage people, like, if you ain't watched that movie, you just seen previews, go and watch the movie. Don't try to debate and try to get into talk with people who've actually watched the movie or are currently watching the movie. Watch the movie yourself. You know, I think, you know, I'm with you, brother. So, you know, for people coming on here, you know, trying to go back and forth with a couple of scenes they see it in a preview of the movie, you know, it's just like, man, look, just watch the movie, man. And so far as me dealing with you brother, anytime, you know, I'm always open to learn more, man. Like I said, I'm 49. I just learned something new the other day. I mean, you just keep learning, man. So I never put anybody down. If you say you Christ, you whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I learn, you know, and God has given me, you know, the inner discernment to, you know, I could feel when something is right, you know. So I rock with you, fam, and you know, just keep doing what you do, and just keep on speaking that word, man. Cause I'm saying I'm learning every day.
And I see on your bio you got producer of music, right?
Yeah. You know, I make music. I'm more of a conscious.
You know what I'm saying?
Lyric.
I got a few artists on my team also. And that's why I'm saying, like, you know, that I'm just trying to, you know, bridge the family because we need this. We need a group of rappers, producers, and all this stuff who gonna put they all into producing this kind of music. Because the time gonna come where people ain't gonna want to hear nothing but conscious music. That time is coming. This is the generation that's finna change over because that's why everybody's getting exposed. You know, all these Drake kind of rappers, you know, that have really changed the game where you can just come in and, like I say, the game has been changing, but now it's just totally just wiped away. You know, so like I said, man, you know, I got a few rappers, you know, that's with me, and probably, you know, if that's what you do, man, I can reach out to you. You know, we can see how we can work out, collaborate.
Most definitely.
You know, because like
So
I said,
yeah,
that's definitely a part of the nation building. The changing of our music is part of the changing of a nation. You know? So yeah, I definitely followed you, man. Like I say, if you send your information to my website on my page, you know,
yeah.
you come
I
in
would.
contact
I
with me.
don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how to show my camera, man. I would show my face, man. I don't know how. This my first time really going on live, so
I don't know if you got enough followers. Yeah, you
nah.
don't have enough followers.
Okay. That's what's good. But yeah, I'll message you too and go to your website, man. And
Okay.
shoot, let me leave you with a verse, man. Since we on that note, listen, God come first. Regardless of the tension, I would not convert. Ever since I was a million way beyond birth, I had a purpose and a meaning, bring peace on earth. I dropped that living water so that we don't thirst. He went through all the torture so that we don't hurt. Love him, footprints on this neon turf. Every step from the beginning way beyond dirt. Yeah, we all gotta die, it's a gift and a curse. But make sure that you right when you sit in that hearse. Church folk cry, why we got to leave this realm? Just a part of a cycle that we all be in. Revelations of the Bible so deep can't swim. But long as Jesus is your friend, Satan, he can't win. God got a plan for me, I'm gonna see to the end. Man, look here. Hey, yo, it's so much, man. But look here, we got the link, fam.
All right, brother, man. Good flow, man. Good flow.
All right.
Okay. Well, y'all, you know, like I said, it's getting about quitting time. I don't know. You know, we was hoping to get up, you know, some conversation about the background, which is, you know, I guess is a good thing too, because it's making people recognize that they don't know. And that's what I respected the brother so much that came up with. We was already here. He didn't come up with energy because some people come up with them energy like, damn, bro, why the hell are you so mad?
Right.
Like, why are you so mad? But the brother man like, okay, well, damn, you put something on my mind. It made sense. Let me go look it up. He just wasn't head driven about, oh, the tombs, they found them, we found them. He didn't act like we found them. He act like, well, they did tell us this shit, man. But you know, and when they told me, it made sense. But you telling me something that makes sense, so let me go look it up. You can't do nothing but respect that. That's the meekness that's gonna have to be in our brothers and sisters when we communicate. Nobody up here is trying to make you a yes man and a yes woman because we up here saying these things. We up here with valid information. Whoever showed you an ancestor king that's black, that's royalty. When have we ever seen an ancestor that didn't escape slavery and become royal? Ain't nobody ever showed me one. Nobody ever showed me a black man that didn't escape slavery and became royalty. Every black man they showed me had to escape slavery. Every black man. Nobody has ever showed me a black man that didn't escape slavery and become something. And now when we show it, we getting ridiculed for it. Why? Wicked and adulterous generation. None of these black men escaped slavery. They didn't run from no slavery. They wasn't escaping slavery to put these crowns on. So now when these pictures come out, lips are zipped. Nobody is saying nothing. But slavery started in the 1600s. So this is all we saying, y'all, at the end of the day, man. It's not rocket science. We're not telling you nothing that's fake. You can go look, and that's why the liars get so mad. Because this ain't fake. You can't shun this off. Oh man, shh. You can't just you just can't. You can't put this kind of dirt under the rug. It's gonna leave a big lump in there. You know, you can sleep a little dust under the rug. You can't sleep a pile of dirt under the rug. This is a big pile right here. This is a big power. So right now, y'all, what we are showing you again is Babylon is finna be quiet. Babylon is finna be quiet. And this is what we're here for. So our people can hear the truth. It's so much babbling, so much Bible teachers, so many anointed people of God, so many chiefs. Nobody is working for the kingdom. Everybody is working for themselves. Too many chiefs. Not enough Indians. It's crazy how they say too many chiefs, not enough Indians. That means everybody can be a chief and anybody can be an Indian, right? Anybody can be a chief. A chief just ain't a black man. I guess an Indian mean a worker. Because what do a chief mean? A leader. The Indian is the worker. So I guess Indian mean what? Workers. We said, y'all. We said. I didn't make it up. We said. No. So again, y'all, man, y'all see it, y'all. You see it. Nobody said nothing. I think I'm gonna wear y'all out with this background, just like the nobody can teach the Bible. But this is a damn shame. Nobody said nothing.
I can't talk about this either, though.
And nobody's humble enough to say, man, who them is? Nobody humble enough to be like, man, who them is?
And y'all can't say we don't got these characteristics.
Oh yeah, you can't say we don't look like these Africans. Yeah, you can't say we don't look like these Africans.
Come on.
They be like, man, like my uncle. Shit. Some people go in their old books like, shit, that look like my uncle. Dude, let me. Then they put it up here like this, like, that my uncle? That's how much it look like us. That's how much it look like us. Shit damn near scared to see your face and clothes, and this before television. Remind you, this is before television. I must remind you, this is before television. We can't leave that part out. Because motion pictures, boy, got us in a whole different motion, y'all. Motion pictures got us in a whole different, whole different motion. We finna get off. I'm just up here shooting the breeze with y'all, letting it marinate, because I know it hurt. I know it hurt the liars. I'm not here to hurt my people, man. I'm here. A blind man can see. I'm here to help the people.
He said we sent people to Libya from America. Then come up and show the facts.
Y'all, Babylon is over. That's all I can say. And I'm only saying that because I've been waiting for that day. I've been waiting for that day. Like this is what I made my sacrifice for, because I know what information has done. Information has really took away happiness from the world. You see what I'm saying? Information that took happiness away from the world. Now, at the same time, it was God designed. So I'm not emotional about it. See, a lot of people, when they find out what happened, emotions just override them in so many ways. I'm not emotional about it at all, y'all. I'm like, okay, man, this what it is. This what we got to do. Let's do it. That's the only 3 things I said. Because they always say what? Revenge is not yours. Revenge is not yours. It's not your revenge. You didn't create life. You didn't make life. You didn't establish life. You're a part of it. So when you learn to be a part of something and play your role, you get more recognition. And your recognition don't have to come from somebody else who giving you a hand clap. That's not recognition. Recognition is playing your role because your role is recognized. And I always use the toes, y'all. Especially when it comes to men. We don't show our toes that much. Most of us, our toes ain't that pretty to show. So we keep them covered up. But guess what our toes do? It make us millions. It help us stand strong. It help us put on clothes. It help us jump. It help us to stand up to our women. It help us hold our women. It help us pick our women up. Just our toes. If you take the toes off that most people never talk about and say because the toes are so small and they never do no talking, they never shown, nobody ever sees them, they never shown to nobody else. But you see how critical of a role they play, and when you take them away, you can't do nothing big no more. All the big things you want to do, you can't do it no more because you lost your small toes. Wasn't nobody clapping for the toes. Wasn't nobody acknowledging the toes. But what the toes still remain doing? Their purpose. That's why they call this word artificial. Everybody want artificial love, artificial claps, artificial likes. That's artificial likes. The cyber world. We've been in the cyber world. Ever since they cut the television on, they put us in the cyber world. And we just been getting pulled more and more and more into the cyber world. Shit, that ain't real. A play, an act. It's an act. You acting. This is real life, y'all. We're not acting. We're not actors. We don't come back here to act like we know something. That's why the only people you see that's talking about a judgment, and why are we talking about a judgment? Because we're not trying to act like we judging. We're trying to judge in real life, in real time, with real people of our time. This is not an act. But since we have been pulled in the cyber world, what everybody is doing? Acting. They acting. They acting like they Christ. But they anti because they don't have Christ and they don't know Christ. But they acting like it. Artificial. So somebody got to come what? AI. Somebody got to get rid of AI. Somebody got to get rid of this artificial intelligence. It's a must. And what's going to do that? The sharpest thing known to man is going to AI. So with that being said, my brothers and sisters, as always, man, I hope the Father has circumcised y'all hearts and ears for the message. You got anything you want to close out with?
No. Y'all go check out the website. It's in our bios, YaJujudah.com. Go read the declaration. Go support the petition. Everything's on the website.
Yeah.
Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all. We out.